We'll take a break, come back.
That works.
Prefer.
So he said number 3.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on YouTube, Facebook, regionsports.com, and the IHSAA Champions Network. We come to you tonight from Demery Stadium as the Region Sports Network presents audio coverage of Week 1 high school football between the visiting third-ranked Andrean 59ers and the second-ranked Merrillville Pirates. I'm Leo Staudaher, and I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's action, and joining me with the color analysis is Michael Brandner. Good evening, Michael. This is one of the great traditions in the region, the Battle of Broadway. Both teams made a semi-state appearance last year and bring back tons of talent. This should be a good one to open the season.
Well, first off, Week 1 is always so much fun, in my opinion. First off, Leo, it's great to be working with you. I'm excited.
Looking forward to it.
You know, you and I don't get to cross paths very often, so this is really fun. I really enjoyed your coverage last spring, listening to all the baseball and softball games, so nice job with that. But Week 1, Week 1 is always kind of an open gate. Yes, you might have your odds-on favorites, but to me, Week 1, anybody's game, because everybody's coming in the same way, still trying to figure out who they are. You know, obviously you're still working out some kinks here and there. There's going to be mistakes made. Who can minimize the mistakes and capitalize on those mistakes as well? But as you said, yeah, these two teams, a lot of history between these two, and then going the success factor of last year, this is always a fun matchup to kick off Week 1.
We saw last week it was the Pirates who took last year the Pirates took the win 27-0 in what was a much closer game than that score would indicate for what was a young Andrean team at the time. That was probably a game that helped prepare them for some of the matchups they saw later in the year, and we could see a similar script tonight where this is a very tough Week 1 matchup when you're working in new starters. You're facing one of your rivals, and in Merrillville's case, two of the top teams in the area.
Yeah, no question about it. So for the Merrillville Pirates, obviously, yeah, you start off with a kind of a daunting opponent in Week 1. It's an opponent you know, though. I mean, yes, it's new kids almost every single year, a new crop of kids every single year, but at the same time, like, some of the schemes are going to be kind of the same, so you know what to prepare for. We were talking to the coaches before the game a little bit, and they kind of said that same thing. Like, we kind of know, you know, it's no secret. We have the film. We see what we got here. But, yeah, for the Merrillville Pirates, it's just going to be one of those, like, they want to impress in front of their home fans, but you got one of the top teams in the Andrean 59ers. We talked about in Region Football Weekly earlier this week, probably one of the highest ceilings of any team in Northwest Indiana. So Merrillville's got to kind of, you know, they're trying to get off the schneid in terms of, like, they want to win a DAC conference title. They want to dethrone Crown Point down the road. To do that, you got to start building the momentum tonight.
Absolutely. As we look at these are two teams with expectations to be playing deep into November, and it all starts with Week 1 here in late August. As we are getting closer and closer to kickoff, we will step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at the home team, the Pirates of Merrillville. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep, skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crown Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Companies Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialists.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Just a few moments away from kickoff between Merrillville and Andrean. If you are in the area, the Friday night forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, it is a great night for Week 1 football. It is 77 degrees and cloudy here in Merrillville. Temperatures will continue to drop into the low 70s following sunset at 7:37. No chance of rain in the forecast as well. There will be some slight wind, but nothing too out of the ordinary, so couldn't ask for a much better night for Week 1 weather-wise. And that's the Friday night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. So as we get closer, let's get to know the home team from Merrillville. The Pirates a year ago were 11-2 in 2024, 6-1 in Duneland play, 6-1 here at Demery Stadium. They scored 439 points and allowed just 176. They fell 31-14 to Warsaw in the semi-state championship. And, Michael, they return some of the familiar faces from last year's offense. What a great luxury it is to be able to return 2,000-yard rushers in J.Q. Johnson and Cameron Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking at the numbers. J.Q. Johnson over 1,100 yards on 163 carries this year, rushing, the number of 17 touchdowns on the year. When you can have something like that brought back to you on any given season, that is just a huge boost of momentum to you. And obviously, high school sports, these guys are here for 4 years, sometimes even less than that, just because of the fact they may not start until their junior or senior years. But man, when you get to watch a kid, like we got to watch, I got to watch the entire career of the quarterback from Crown Point, and I don't know why his name is eluding me at the moment. When you get to watch these guys for years and years, I feel like we've been watching J.Q. Johnson for a long time now, and it's just so fun to watch that development from year in, year out. And when you get to return a 1,000-yard rusher, you feel like you have a little bit of extra momentum on your side going into this one.
Especially with then a second one in Jordan, too. That's the underrated part, where if he is being contained by the defense, you could throw another running back into the fray as well, and maybe one of the big X factors as well as a new quarterback this season will be Michael Hill, the junior, will be the starter this year. He saw him a little bit last year in kind of like a wildcat package where he'd come in rushing situations, and now we'll see what he can do with the arm, as he didn't really do too much through the air last season, so now he will take over the bulk of the varsity action in behind what is also a new offensive line. The Pirates graduated all five starters from their offensive line from last year, so those 1,000-yard rushers will be working behind a new group this year.
Well, and when you get something like, it's always a next man up mentality. There's some guys that are just irreplaceable, but at the same time, someone has to take that spot on the rotation, right? That's why we get two deep depth charts every single week going into the season. We get, something happens, who's next in line, or who's that guy? And you want to make sure you have the best backups possible. These guys were probably the ones that were ready to go in a moment's notice last year. So that's just kind of where you're at with those kind of things. But it's also fun to be able to throw new guys out there and just see a new collection and a new bond and, start something new every year, especially here in week one.
And if there's always one certainty about the Merrillville Pirates, they are going to be well prepared defensively as well. They return a couple of the big contributors last year from the defensive line, and Q-Ron Moore and Stanley Freeman really trying to stop the run of their opponents, as well as a lot of contributors from the secondary returning this year as well.
Yeah, when you can, the more guys you can return from the guys who take that step in their sophomore, junior years and then bring them back, when they get that varsity experience, I know teams will sometimes, they'll dress their freshmen, and Andrean's going to be one that's going to have to dress freshmen and sophomores as a young team. They were young last year, they're still young now, but when you can bring these guys up and then show, hey, these guys can prove themselves on a Friday night, it just helps you as a coach sleep a little bit better at night, knowing, hey, I know these guys can do it, these guys did it last year, I don't have any problems bringing up a younger guy, and they've already proven themselves, so now I can bring them up again, and everything's going to be okay.
And on the other end of the field, it is the Andrean 59ers. They were 9-5 in 2024, 4-3 away from home, 5-1 in Northwest Crossroads Conference play. They had 311 points for 186 points allowed. They fell to Adams Central 20-13 in the semi-state championship. For the Andrean 59ers, they return their senior starting quarterback, Brady Ellish, who's looking to bring along what was a young group last season and still a lot of underclassmen starting with this Andrean offense.
Yeah, we had a chance to talk to Coach Skinner kind of before the game a little bit and just kind of talking about his, development as a leader. And, in this generation, it's hard to really develop leaders, but he's really taken on that role as the senior along with the rest of the seniors on this team as well. But when you can bring a guy like that back, it's so important for your team. Just because a guy that goes out there when you kind of just need someone to help keep, everything calm, that he can be that guy that kind of brings that calm to it. And obviously the numbers are going to dictate that as well. Just so impressive with what he did a season ago. Obviously going for over 1,700 yards passing in the season last year, kind of limiting the amount of turnovers, only 10 interceptions on the year compared to the 16 touchdowns as well.
This coin toss is taking place as well. We will find out which unit we will see on offense first, as the captains of each side shake hands.
And while you're watching that, I'm just going to describe, we're on audio only. So, man, I tell you what, if you have never come out to the Purple Palace here, if you've never come out to Demery Stadium, you need to come out here and catch a game on a Friday night. Obviously, on your phone, you're going to have Region Sports Network put on as well. You have the earbuds in so you can listen in. But, of course, that's how that works.
Second half. Merrillville
will receive the opening kickoff. Andrean won the toss, and they deferred, so they will return at the second half. So that means we will see Brady Ellish and the offense of Andrean first. And obviously one of the players who might not get spotlight when we're talking about 1,000-yard rushers and the touchdowns of Ellish, it's Ben Novak on the offensive line for Andrean, the 6'6", 325-pound right guard, committed to Wisconsin. We'll also see him on the defensive line as well. That helps for a young group when you have an experienced player in the trenches like Novak.
Well, we talk about the leadership mentality as well. When something's not going right, sometimes it's better when the coaches don't have to get on somebody. If the players goes, okay, you know what, here, let's focus in here, let's get what you got to do here. When you have a leader like that on the offensive line, because first off, the offensive line, as I don't know if you're a Bears fan or not, but those Bear fans out there know how important an offensive line is. And so for Andrean and for Merrillville, that's going to be pivotal tonight. And when you have a guy that's going to be going to Wisconsin and Ben Novak, you're feeling pretty safe, especially on that right side.
So Merrillville gets ready to receive the opening kickoff. They will be wearing all purple uniforms, dark purple helmets with numbers on one side in white font and the Merrillville Pirate logo on the right side. Purple jerseys with bold white numbers on front and back, white stripes along the sleeves, purple pants with double white stripes down the side, while Andrean will be wearing their traditional old gold helmets with red face masks, white jerseys with skinny red numbers, and white pants to complete the outfit. And as an announcer, happy to report that both teams have large numbers that we will be able to read from the press box.
I was just going to say, I think the coaches have been listening in over the years and have kind of started to help us out and realize, okay, let's help these guys out so that way we get these names quick and easy so we don't have to, use our binoculars as often.
Yeah, 'cause we will try our best, but it helps when we can see the numbers on the field, as Andrean will be kicking from right to left. This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. It will be Jax Alvarez looking to boot it deep for the 59ers. To return it for the Pirates, it'll be Cameron Jordan and Curtis Walker. So both teams.
I cannot wait to get this going. We are just moments from kickoff, week 1. Let's go.
Alvarez gets the all clear, moves into his kickoff, and the 2025 season is underway. This one spins end over end down to Jordan on the right side. He returns it just in front of the end zone where he stood up and brought back down to the turf at the 19-yard line.
I'm sure just as soon as he started to run with that one, he realized, okay, maybe this was a bad idea because he got stuffed pretty early on that return.
It's Javier McCoy with the punishing hit on Jordan to start this game off. So the Pirates will take over on their own 14-yard line. That will bring the starting offense, and this is who the crew will be. Michael Hill at quarterback, J.Q. Johnson and Cameron Jordan at running back, Rynell Lewis at tight end, Rayshawn Shelley at receiver, Curtis Walker and Michael Smoot make up the rest of the receiving core. The offensive line in a moment as Hill takes the snap. He fakes the handoff and tries to dance through the backfield, but he's met by a host of 59ers and quickly brought down behind the line of scrimmage on the quarterback keeper.
One of the big advantages for Andrean going into this season is definitely going to be the defense for sure. They're ready to go at a moment's notice, as we just saw on that play right there for the loss of yardage.
2nd and 12 for the Pirates. Aaron White, Jalen Carter, Jamal Cherry, Tremaine Hemingway, and Damian Jones make up the offensive line from left to right. Hill takes the snap, throws a screen to his left to Johnson. Johnson moves through the secondary and gets a positive gain on the first passing play of this ball game. A screen to the left side of the line, and it'll be a gain of about 6 yards to make it 3rd and manageable for the Pirates with just under 11 minutes left to play in the opening quarter. So the Pirates will be in the gun here. 3rd down. Looking to find another set of downs. Hill, lone man in the backfield. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. He throws to the right to Shelley. Shelley reels it in, but is stood up by a trio of 59ers. Had no room to go after the catch. He will be brought down short of the sticks, and that will bring on the punt unit for Merrillville.
Well, when you talk about trying to gain early momentum, if they could have picked up that first down, it just would have felt like a big breath of fresh air right off the bat to pick up that first down. Hill can't get it. He found the guy in the open flat there, just couldn't get enough on the turnaround. It closed off quickly.
So 4th and 4, it brings Arvea Ford and the punt team onto the field for the Pirates. Down to return for Andrean will be Sam Gibson. And the snap, the punt, sails towards midfielder. It's Tyler Vo, the sophomore receiver, who is quickly wrapped up and brought down by Keith Edwards. No room for the return there. He is brought down at the 48-yard line in Merrillville's side, or Andrean's side of the field.
You said no room to run. He didn't even have time to look up. As soon as he caught that, it was a tackle immediately. I don't even think he had a time to look down at all when he caught that from in the air. Holy smokes.
So here comes the offense of the Andrean 59ers. Up in the trenches from left to right will be Rashawn Johnson, Jaden Lofe, Magnus Severson, Ben Novak, and Mike Mulkey. Brady Ellish at quarterback, Javier McCoy at running back, Cam Rosemanitz at tight end, Tyler Vo, Gavin Jones, and Mark Grubbs make up the receiving corps. Ellish in the pistol with a tight end to his right and a running back behind him. But there is some laundry on the field as it looks like somebody was too eager before the snap. It will be a penalty against the Pirates to start things off.
You know, we had a chance to kind of talk to the officials as well. We told them to keep the flags in the pockets, but apparently they weren't going to listen to our advice.
So they waste no time with 9 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We have our first penalty. It's a 5-yard penalty against the Pirates, making it 1st and 5 from the Merrillville 46-yard line. So Ellish now with 2 tight ends on the field. He's in the pistol, running back behind him. It's McCoy. He will put it into the belly of McCoy, but McCoy is quickly wrapped up by a group of Pirates right near the line of scrimmage. He was trying to cut to the left side of the line, but ran out of room.
So losing a yard on the play there. So you already picked up the 5 on the penalty, so definitely want to pick up some momentum here, get some positive yardage right on this play here on 2nd down, just to kind of keep momentum going on your side. And that's one of the things that we talked about with Coach Skinner. He wants to kind of slow this game down, so more running the ball, but trying to pick up those positive plays as well.
Ellish under center. Fullback and a running back behind him. He hands it off to Ethan Reyna. Reyna powers forward, is met by the defensive line of the Pirates. Maybe a yard if he was just able to get that. He was stood up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like he got right to the line of scrimmage there.
It'll be 3rd and 6 for Andrean. So we'll see how they adjust personnel. That was the first carry we saw for Ethan Reyna, who really impressed as a sophomore last season, looking to step into a continue to contribute as a junior.
So this would be a big win for Pirate defense if they can force Andrean to kind of really go out here on after the 3rd down and kind of keep basically neutral here early on.
Ellish puts a receiver in motion from right to left. He throws to the left side of the field. It goes off the heel of his intended receiver, incomplete. He was looking for Stetson Sullivan, who was still turning towards Ellish as that throw was released, so it'll be incomplete, making it 4th and 6. Andrean will punt from the Merrillville 47-yard line.
So this is one of the things I was saying about week one. Week one, mistakes are going to happen. Timing a little off on that play right there. Those are things you're going to work on in practice, and you'll get a little bit more comfortable as this game goes on. But who can create the least amount of mistakes? If Merrillville's going to capitalize on that, this is a good time to do it right now.
Warren Brown back to return for Merrillville. Jax Alvarez to punt for Andrean. Correction, this looks like it'll be Brady Ellish to punt. He takes the snap, rolls to his right, puts it in the air. Warren will step to his left. It takes a bounce at the 9-yard line and skips into the end zone for a touchback, bringing the Merrillville offense back onto the field. And the defense of Andrean will look to try to force another 3 and out with 8:18 remaining in the first quarter. We are still scoreless here in the Battle of Broadway.
Well, now that we both teams have had a chance to get out there and kind of get the feet moving, tackle a little bit here. Nerves of week one kind of all offset now. Now it's time to kind of, let those things go and let's see what these teams can do.
So Hill in the shotgun with Johnson to his left, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He will hand it off to Johnson. Johnson's going to move forward towards the middle of the line. It's met by a pile of 59ers.
Vinny Zupon, one of those guys in there to stop that run right there. Nice pickup, though, for Johnson.
2nd and 5. Quick no-huddle possession, but it might have been a little too quick as the officials will throw the flag. A false start on the offense, so that will back up the 5 yards they just picked up on that carry by Johnson.
Yeah, we talk about these mistakes, those undisciplined things, and it's week one. It's early on in this one. These jitters are still there just a little bit. Trying to minimize those the best you can. By the second half, got to get rid of those jitters and not make any mistakes.
So it's now 2nd and 10 with just under 8 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. The Pirates adjust personnel, put 3 receivers on the left, 1 to the right. Hill steps back to pass. He's scanning the right side of the field. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run, gets to the 25-yard line, and breaks to his sideline for a positive gain from the junior quarterback.
So positive run there, gets that 5 yards right back, and then some. Looks like it's about a 7-yard pickup, which makes it third down and manageable for the Pirates.
So third and about 3, 7:39 remaining, and now the Pirates to the right hash mark. They'll hand it off to J.Q. Johnson. He powers through to the right side of the line. It'll be close to the 30-yard line, but maybe just a little bit short. The sticks are at the 30. I think he's going to be down at the 29. So it'll be 4th and short. The Pirates keep the offense on the field. Hill in the gun. Johnson to his left. It goes right to J.Q. Johnson. He breaks off one tackler. Boogie's over to his right, tries to cut forward, but is stopped at the 30 again. So what a run by J.Q. Johnson. Was it enough?
Yeah, the near side official is saying it is enough, and Coach Skinner on the other side is going pretty berserk over there because he thought that they had the stop.
So that first down is brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com. Now a toss to Jordan on the left side. Jordan makes one cut, makes another. He breaks free at the 50. He's hustling down to the 40, the 30, the 20, the 15, and the 10. There's nobody left to get to him. Cameron Jordan takes that one and takes it all the way for 6. For a touchdown for the Pirates. They will strike first with 6:46 to go in the first quarter. Cameron Jordan with the house call.
I tell you what, we talked about capitalizing on mistakes, right? Andrean couldn't get that third down converted. Now all of a sudden, Merrillville comes up here. They get a big break for a touchdown. Huge momentum swing right now for the Pirates.
How about going for it on 4th down on your own side of the field? It pays off in a big way. Now awaiting the extra point from Benito Gonzalez. The snap, the hold, the kick. They're all good. Gonzalez sends it through the uprights, so make it a 7-0 lead for the Pirates. They get on the board first to open the season. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store. Let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
This kickoff and all kickoffs are sponsored by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. As now the kick unit from Merrillville takes the field. Benito Gonzalez will look to send it deep. Gavin Jones and Tyler Vo to return for Andrean. Gonzalez will be kicking with blowing into the slight breeze, but no, the wind isn't too serious here tonight. Gonzalez kicks with the right foot. He will step into it, hammers it downfield. Vo steps back, catches it near the 5-yard line. He's going to move to his right. Now jukes to the left to the 20-yard line where he's wrapped up and brought down on the play by Jeremiah Hoker. And now we'll see the offense of Merrillville, or of Andrean again.
So Andrean want to capitalize on this one, an 80-yard touchdown pass from Mike Hill to Cam Jordan. Man, what a breakaway for Jordan to get Merrillville on the board. 80-yard run from around that 30-yard line on their own side. Now Andrean has to answer back here early if they want to keep some momentum on their side. But you talked about it, Leo. Going for it on the 4th down. It was very close. The near side official says, yes, we'll give it to you.
It's Brady Ellish brings his troops onto the field at their own 23-yard line. He puts a receiver in motion from left to right. He hands it off to his running back, who is quickly dropped behind the line of scrimmage. The Pirates were quick to break up that run play.
Ron Moore in there immediately for the sack.
Brady Stovall took the handoff as the running back, and as soon as he received the handoff, he already had a couple of purple jerseys in front of him, taking him down for the loss.
Well, we've seen that already. As soon as these guys are ready to look up or look, down the field, there is someone in purple right in their face.
The 59ers will be in the pistol with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and the snap came unexpected. Ellis just has to fall on it. He was looking to put a receiver in motion, then the snap occurred, and he falls on it for a loss, and that is, talk about early season miscues. That's one that the 59ers could not afford there.
Right now, it just seems like the timing aspect for Andrean is off just a little bit. You had the pass that just hit the foot of his receiver earlier. This time, he keeps the foot down, which probably was supposed to indicate, okay, snap the ball, as he brings that right foot down, and then he's still looking out to the right, and then all of a sudden he gets the snap from Severson.
It's 3rd and 17 from the left hash mark. 1 receiver out to the right, 1 to the left. Ellis drops back to pass. He throws it. It's intercepted by the Pirates. Intercepted and out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Greg Hughes goes up and gets it. And it's a turnover. Merrillville will have great field position. There is a flag on the field, so we will get that sorted out. But for now, it stands an interception thrown by the 59ers. And what a return by Greg Hughes to walk the tightrope along the sideline and get some yards after the catch.
Well, we mentioned mistakes. That's one. Just kind of looking at the wrong spot of the field at that moment in time. Again, it looked like maybe just a little bit of a timing issue there for Andrean that eventually turns into, as of right now, it looks like an interception.
So Ellish was throwing to his left, and then the safety, Hughes, was able to swoop down, make the catch, and a nice run up after.
And I did not hear the announcement on what the penalty was, but they are bringing
it. Will be against the Pirates.
Yeah, they're bringing it. Might have been unsportsmanlike conduct.
When that flag was thrown, it was basically after I think Hughes was pushed out of bounds.
I saw the official kind of look like the umpire safe sign. So
it'll be 1st and 10 from Merrillville from the Andrean 35-yard line. So that run up that Hughes had after, kind of taken away there. But Hill in the gun, he hands it off, or he fakes the handoff to Johnson, then throws a sidearm pass downfield. He hits his man, who is then brought down by a pair of 59ers, but a nice throw on play action by Michael Hill.
Yeah, in there on those tackles, Bruce Morehouse and Mitchell Myers, the safeties, come in and get that tackle.
Right now, Lewis made the grab, and that was a good catch by Lewis under pressure. He had two defenders crashing in on him, and he made it a good sidearm throw by Hill as well. So Hill with a trio of receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He'll throw a screen pass to the right to Johnson. Johnson scans the field, cuts through 2 defenders, and is twisted down at the 20-yard line. There was a flag in the secondary, so we'll see what that is. But for now, it stands to be a good gain on the swing pass to Johnson.
I'll give you our officials here in just a moment. After we get the signal, we've got Chris Walsh along with Jeff Holmes, Joe Gower, Kevin Mikesell, Jay Carnegie.
So it looks like it will take away the nice run after catch from Johnson, and
we got holding by Merrillville.
And that will make it 2nd and 8 with 4:35 left to play in the first quarter. Merrillville on the 33-yard line of Andrean. So Hill, 3 receivers out left. They're on the right hash mark. He hands it off to Johnson, held on to it for a moment. Johnson cuts to the right side and is shoved out of bounds towards the Merrillville sideline at the 25-yard line.
That was the longest hold for
It looked like they were trying to run a read option, and Hill was hesitant whether
he was deciding.
Should I stay? Should I go?
He was still kind of waiting to see what might happen. He's still kind of reading the defense a little bit, and then eventually let that ball go.
So that'll make it 3rd and 2 from the 27-yard line. Hill in the gun with Johnson to the side. Johnson takes the handoff, pushes to the middle. He's got 3 gold helmets near him as they try to keep him from charging forward, but he was able to fall with enough force to pick up a Four Seasons first down. Visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com.
You mentioned there was a couple of defensive guys in there on that tackle. Javier McCoy is the one that really brought him down.
1st and 10 from the 23-yard line.
McCoy just the 6'2 sophomore in this Andrean lineup. We talk about how young this team still is. A lot of freshmen, sophomore in there, along with the juniors as well.
Jordan joins Hill in the backfield. They bring a tight end to the left side of the line. It's a handoff to Hill, and Hill tries to get forward, but he is quickly halted by the defensive line of Andrean. Cameron Jordan on the
it was Cameron
carry.
Jordan on that run there. I tell you what, I got new binoculars, and these things are incredible.
Christian Gavin made the tackle. He's a transfer from Lake Central, making an impact quickly in his first game with the 59ers. So now Hill and Jordan in the backfield at the 23-yard line. 2nd and 10. It's a play-action pass, and Hill skipped it to his receiver. He was looking for Rayshawn Shelley, but it was just a little bit short of Rayshawn, and it skips to him from the left side of the line, so incomplete.
Yeah, he's trying to turn to his left and throw across his body. He's right-handed, trying to go to the left there. Just couldn't get enough on it on the turn to get it all the way to Kelly, who's on the far side of the field.
Makes it 3rd and 10 from the 23-yard line. 2 minutes and 54 seconds to go in the opening quarter. One receiver out to the left. That will be Curtis Walker, and then 2 to the right. Jordan in the backfield with Hill. Hill drops back to pass, tries to shake off a defender, but it's Ethan Reyna who will hammer him in the backfield all the way down to the 35-yard line for a huge loss.
Ethan Reyna, the guy that really stood out for Andrean last year, coming in there on a big play to force 4th down.
Talk about a clutch play. That will move them deep enough where maybe if they threw an incompletion there, you're in solid field goal range, but now it is at the 35-yard line, 4th and 21, and it'll bring out the punt team.
Talk about, this is a great answer by Andrean. You had the turnover on the interception. They have not allowed Merrillville to score, and, this is a great answer back from Andrean.
The snap to the punter, he lets it fly in the air. It sails towards the end zone. It drops at the 1, skips into the purple turf in the end zone for a touchback. With 1:56 remaining, the Andrean offense will take the field, trailing 7-0 here in the Battle of Broadway. You can be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town.
Yeah, we are.
So now we'll see what adjustments they can make after that turnover on their last offensive possession with a senior at quarterback in LSU. He's been in these situations before where you just have to have a short memory, flush what happened last time, and just focus on that next series.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what I would have said as well. Just trying to, get momentum back on their side. Now, it's a little interesting that Elish has been out there because we were kind of told pregame, maybe look out for Custy in that quarterback position. So we'll see if maybe there's a little change there.
So Elish will be in the pistol, 2 tight ends to either side, a running back behind him. He will now shuffle the tight ends, a receiver to either side of the line. They're at the left hash mark, and now they will call timeout. The senior saw something he didn't like there, and we'll look to talk things over now with this break.
Little Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update for you. The Crown Point Bulldogs up 7-0 on the Lowell Red Devils. East Chicago up 7-0 as well, both those games in the first.
The scoreboard update is courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til Food Market. Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store.
Griffith Panthers up 7-0 as well. Watch out for that team. That team has got a lot of momentum going their way right now. Definitely with Coach Mason over there. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Michigan City up 7-0 early on against Hanover. Hanover with their new coach over there now, and Coach Bartolomeo.
Visit regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, Instagram and Region Sports Network YouTube for this week's Home Improvement Top 10 presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. Enigenberg Exteriors, you can find them on the web at ebergexteriors.com. And the matchup between these two teams, Merrillville ranked 2nd in that poll and Andrean 3rd, so a very interesting Week 1 matchup between two of the top teams in the region. So Brady Elish brings the Andrean offense back onto the field with their gold helmets, white jerseys, white pants. They're at the left hash mark, 1st and 10 with 1:56 to go in the opening quarter. He takes the snap, steps back in the pocket, looks to his left for a screen pass to McCoy. McCoy jukes to the left, keeps going. He gets to the 40 where then he is pushed out of bounds.
And we got flags because that was kind of a late hit out of bounds. So that's only going to give him even more yardage now. That was a great run by Javier McCoy that we saw earlier, just the sophomore making the run, and then the hit afterwards. And it's one of those tough ones if you're the defensive player, because you're already kind of building your momentum for the tackle, and then he kind of hits that out of bounds line. You really have nowhere else to go with that.
So it's another Four Seasons Mechanical first down, brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville. And so that was already the biggest play of the day offensively for Andrean, and now the penalty's going to add a little more to it.
We talk about the senior leadership of someone like Elish, who, he called that timeout realizing, and we may have more than just the one penalty, because there's a penalty marker down at the 9-yard line as well.
So we'll get all this sorted out.
We got a personal foul, looked like roughing the passer against Merrillville. And we got a personal foul, that late hit out of bounds against Merrillville. So there's some big penalties. I'm guessing they can only keep one of them.
Right.
So either way.
McCoy was pushed out of bounds at the 42, so either way that's going to make that a nice addition as well to what was already a big screen pass.
Man, poor Walsh had to go run and pick up his flag again. Nobody picked it up for him. He had to run all the way back towards the end zone. Now he's got to run all the way down to the 35-yard line. Poor guy.
So now the player's taking that slow walk downfield, maybe helping the official keep up and get back in, as now Andrean has completely flipped the field. They're going to be inside the 30-yard line of Merrillville now, looking for pay dirt here. Mentioned the penalty, and that really changes the complexion of things. They're on the Pirates' 28-yard line.
That is a huge mistake. I hate to sound like a broken record, but week one, that's when you're going to see a lot of mistakes, because you're finally starting to get into game action. Nothing's really scripted. Nothing's too soft at this point. Everything is full go.
Rosemanitz, the tight end, moves from left to right. It's a handoff to McCoy, and the ball is on the carpet. The ball bounces out of the hands of McCoy, but it looks like one of the offensive linemen, that'll be Rashawn Johnson, who was quickly able to pounce on it to prevent a turnover. And he is behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 11, but it could have been much worse for Andrean.
He realized that ball was on the turf, and he said, okay, I got to get on this thing, make sure that nobody in purple picks this one up.
So the Pirates were able to force the fumble, couldn't recover it, but 1:16 to go here. It's 2nd and 11 for Andrean. They're towards the left hash mark. They have two receivers split out wide to the right. One receiver, Tyler Vogt, to the left. It's a low snap. It was a snap that never left the turf. It was a roller, and there's a couple of flags on the field. It looks like it's going to be a false start on the offense.
Yeah, look like they kind of quick stepped it a little bit there, which is probably what led to the low snap in the first place.
So back-to-back backwards sequences for the 59ers after they were just the huge beneficiaries of a large penalty after a positive play. So now it's 2nd and 16 from the 33-yard line. The 59ers are trying to go forward now as the sun is starting to set here in Merrillville. Elish fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, fires a quick pass to his tight end, Brody Lane, who is dropped near the line of scrimmage. Warren Brown with a punishing hit on that play.
They call that defensive position Hulk, and he put the smash on right there.
That is one of my favorite terms I've seen on a depth chart,
right?
Is the Hulk safety.
I liked the mic in the middle lineman position. That's where I like, no bias on that one.
3rd and 15, 25 seconds and counting on the game clock, 12 seconds on the play clock. So the 59ers will have to snap it here. 3rd and 15 from the 32 at the right hash mark. Elish drops back to pass. He floats one downfield towards the end zone, and Tyler Vogt reels it in, stays in bounds, and finds the end zone for a 59er touchdown.
What a beautiful dime, dropping it just outside the end zone, allows Vogt to just step right in. Yes, he had pressure on him, but he stayed with it, made the nice turn, and with 9 seconds left, we are one extra point away from tying this game to end the first quarter.
It was a 32-yard touchdown pass from Elish to Vo. Vo, the sophomore, had 30 receptions for 270 yards and 1 touchdown as a freshman last year. He adds his first touchdown of his sophomore campaign with 9 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Now we await the extra point attempt from Jax Alvarez. He will step into it. The hold is good. The kick is good as well. So we are all tied up at 7 with 9 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. We're tied up at 7 with 9 seconds remaining.
You know, we are going to hand out some awards at the end of this one. We've got the Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game Award. They have offices open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays until 2 in Highland, Michigan City, and hey, right here in Merrillville, Indiana. They are proud to recognize the superheroes on the gridiron.
So we will see a kickoff from Ichiro Wachowski, and he taps it downfield, but there is a flag on the.
I hear a whistle, but I don't see Laundry.
Looks like
but
Chris
I hear
Skinner is out there.
He's going to talk to one of his players.
Did he call a timeout?
It's a great question because I don't see Laundry on the field. I
right,
just
but
heard
the whistles
whistle.
were nearly as he was connecting it.
Well, we have more awards we'll hand out at the end of this one as well. The Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, earned while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Then, of course, that Proud Union Home Play of the Game, brought to you by Ironworkers Local 395. Find out how you can become a union ironworker. Visit ironworkers395.com.
So Wachowski and the rest of the 59ers get ready for this kick. 9.3 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Wachowski steps into it at the left hash mark. Floats it downfield towards Cameron Jordan. He backs up to the 5 to reel it in. Now he's moving to his right. He gets through one gap, breaks through another gap at the 40. He continues to move downfield, shakes off a defender at the 50, where he is then pushed out of bounds to the Merrillville sideline around the 45. But a tremendous kickoff return by Cameron
Jordan, yeah. I mean, talk about, you know, you gave up that touchdown, right? You didn't score after the interception. Now this is a big boost of momentum. You got 0.2 seconds left on the clock, by the way, as well.
So Jordan gets to the 46-yard, Andrean's 46-yard line. So the Pirates.
Here's a question for you. Do you just, obviously,
you got to run something here, but what?
Yeah.
Do you run?
I wouldn't risk going to the end zone. You don't need to because
I'm sure it'll be a handoff.
It'd be kind of fun, right?
It would be that if I was playing Madden or NCAA football, that's what I would do. But I'm sure we will see it go to the trusty running back J.Q. Johnson. Hill will hand it off to Johnson. He moves to the right side of the line. He pushes forward to the 40, where then he is knocked out of bounds. So it is a 6-yard gain for J.Q. Johnson to end the first quarter, and we are tied up at 7 in the Battle of Broadway. Merrillville struck first, and then Andrean tied it up with just under a minute left to play in the quarter. It's a good one here, so stick around. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Daughter, Michael Brandner, back with you for the Battle of Broadway. Check out the IBEW Local 697 electrifying plays from this week's football action. Visit regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Nation, or on Instagram. The electrifying plays presented by IBEW Local 697, the electrical professionals. So 2nd and 3 for the Pirates. Hill in the gun. He will hand it off to Jordan. Jordan rolls to the left, and then he is stopped. Looks like at the 35-yard line, which should be enough for the first down. And it will be. So another Four Seasons Mechanical first down brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical at Merrillville.
Yeah, huge momentum to kind of start the second quarter. You get the big play, the big, return. You get the run here. Now all of a sudden you get the first down, just trying to continue to build a little bit momentum on your side. Just little victories here and there. That's what's going to be the recipe for a win later on this evening.
And these last two plays are more what we expected from Merrillville, being able to establish the run and move their way downfield. We saw that 70-plus yard screen pass earlier, but a heavy dose of run plays as Hill steps back to pass. He's quickly being swarmed by the 59ers. He breaks through, rolls out of the pocket, gets to the 30. He's still going. He tucks it and runs. Taps out of bounds at the 21-yard line. So Michael Hill makes something out of nothing and gets another first down for the Pirates.
Yeah, Reyna was there kind of later to try to get that tackle. Kind of takes a swat to try to get rid of the ball. But yeah, nothing to go. But one thing for Merrillville, too, is they have slowed it down a little bit. They were very quick in their first couple possessions. They've slowed it down a little bit, trying to be more methodical.
After the Four Seasons first down, it's 1st and 10 from the 20. It's a handoff to Johnson. He powers through a couple of defenders and is eventually shoved out of bounds by Mitchell Myers for a positive play, about a handful of yards there. Johnson had a tackler going for his shoestrings, was able to break out of that, and then just kept going.
He did a little bit of a hurdle there as well.
So 2nd and 5 from the 15. Hill hands it off to Johnson. Johnson has some room to the left side of the line at the 5. He shoves one defender away with a stiff arm. Is it a touchdown? It is! J.Q. Johnson with his first touchdown of the year gives the Pirates the lead.
Man, he just kind of pushed Gavin Jones right out of the way and said, here, I'm getting into this end zone here, and then got piled right into the end zone. But, man, that's a big man touchdown right there. Big man running.
So Johnson picks up where he left off last year. He had 17 touchdowns in 2024. He adds his first with 11:07 remaining in the second quarter to make it 13-7 for the Pirates. Benito Gonzalez awaits the snap for this extra point. The snap is low, and they're going to have to hang on to it, try to make something out of it, but the 59ers swarm to the holder. That was Arveo Ford with the hold, and it was a low snap. He had to pick it up and run. There was nowhere to go, so the PAT, no good. It is 13-17 with 11:07 remaining in the quarter. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. So J.Q. Johnson adds a 15-yard touchdown to make it 13-7. Merrillville leads with 11 minutes and change remaining in the second quarter in the season opener of the 2025 campaign. Pirates shut out the 59ers 27-0 a year ago, and so the 59ers will look to answer as Benito Gonzalez gets ready to hammer one downfield. He sends it towards the end zone. Backing up and making the catch is Gavin Jones, but he was in the purple end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, we mentioned again this Purple Palace here, Demery Stadium, absolutely gorgeous. You get the I-65 out in the background, and man, oh man, it's just some of the great stuff that you get to experience here from this vantage point.
This is just one of those places where every game feels like a big game when we're here, and this one certainly lives up to the hype.
It's got a college football vibe to it, the way the stadium is kind of built. The stands are built upwards, and yeah, it's good stuff.
So Brady Ellish and the rest of the 59er offense on the field for the second quarter. Forgot to mention the defense of Merrillville in the first half. Josiah Horton, Kieran Moore, and Damian Jones and Stanley Freeman make up the defensive line. Aaron Coy-Kendall, Amari Eller, and Keith Edwards are the linebackers. The secondary, I'll tell you after this play, Ellish will hand it off to McCoy. McCoy makes his way forward, but is quickly stopped by a trio of purple jerseys. So the Pirates trying to stop the run there. McCoy maybe just gets back to the line for a slight gain, if any.
Yeah, Andrean's been doing some things really well, just trying to get some momentum, establish that running game so that we can open up some lanes a little bit later on in this game as well. But no gain there. It's kind of a miss there. Need to get some positive yardage right here.
Antoine Jenkins, DJ Cannon, Warren Brown, and Greg Hughes make up the secondary. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 20. 10.5 minutes to go. Ellish in the pistol with McCoy behind him. He will drop back to pass. He looks to his left, and he just has to throw it at the turf as he was quickly being swarmed. Stanley Freeman met him in the backfield, and Ellish was not all too happy to see him, so just had to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, we talked about how those five guys up front on the offensive line, the best friends for a quarterback on a Friday night, needs to protect them and make sure that there's something available for Ellish to be able to throw.
So now it makes it 3rd and 10 with 10:19 to go. The 59ers will be at the 20-yard line, their own 20-yard line, looking to move upfield. An answer after the touchdown from J.Q. Johnson. Chasing 6 here. They'll put Tyler Vo in motion from right to left. 3 receivers to the left side of the line. Ellish mishandles the snap, is looking to pass. He has to scramble. He's going to try to boogie forward. Gets to the 25-yard line where then he is caught up to by a linebacker of Merrillville, and then he falls forward a little awkwardly on that, where it looked like he maybe wanted to slide but then didn't have time to.
We do have an injured player. Look like maybe Keith Edwards still down. He's in some pain for sure.
And now there's a 59er player that just fell down to the turf as well. So a lot going on here. 10:04 left to play in the second quarter. You are listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account.
6:04 left to go in the second quarter. Andrean will send out the punt team. Stay with Region Sports after the game as we send it back to the Centier Bank studio. RSN will recap all of tonight's action from around the region, all from the Centier Bank studio. So the snap to the punter, Alvarez. He sends a low punt, but it gets a bounce at the 45-yard line where it's scooped up, but then the 59ers swarm to Warren Brown and take him down. He was looking for some run after the return, could not get anywhere. He is dropped at the 40 with 9 minutes and 45 seconds left to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, it looked kind of awkward off the foot. A low line drive punt right there. Still did his job, got him away from the end zone a little bit, but yeah, they're going to stand at the 41-yard line here. But Merrillville knocking on the door here, not too far away from their territory now, and definitely that Big Mo is kind of riding on their side right now. They want to continue to take advantage of it.
1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Michael Hill brings his offense back onto the field. They're near the left hash mark. Hill with Jordan sitting sidecar in the backfield. He throws a pass to Jordan. Jordan breaks through at the 45. He keeps rumbling forward close to the 50. He is right at the hat of the Pirate logo at midfield at the 49-yard line of Merrillville. So about 8 yards on that swing pass to the right.
Mitchell Myers was that first one there to kind of break up that run a little bit before the rest of the Andrean 59ers.
Screen pass to the left side to Jordan. Jordan keeps going. He breaks three. He gets through a seam at the 45. He will keep going. Shakes off a tackler to the 10, and he makes it to the end zone. Cameron Jordan takes it to the crib. It's a long touchdown pass, and the Pirates add to their lead, 19-7 with 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining.
So 49 yards on the touchdown pass. We said they wanted to keep the momentum on their side. That's one way to do it. Just go ahead and throw 49 yards right down into the end zone.
So the Pirates add to the lead. Jordan with his second receiving pass of the night. We talked a lot about the rushing game of Merrillville, but 2 long passes to one of their go-to running backs have made it a 19-7 lead. 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining, and it looks like they have 10 men on the field, so they're quickly trying to get someone out there for the PAT, as Benito Gonzalez will look to try to make up for that missed PAT where he didn't really get a chance on the last time. But so now the snap, the hold, the kick. Gonzalez sends it through the uprights. They will make it 20-7. The Pirates, with a huge receiving touchdown by Cameron Jordan, add to that lead. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. So 9 minutes and 10 seconds remain in the second quarter. And Merrillville just scored their second touchdown in the last 2 minutes of game time to make it a 20-7 lead. Cameron Jordan with his second receiving touchdown of the night. He had a screen pass earlier for about 70-plus yards and then a 51-yard touchdown reception on the last play to make it a 20-7 lead. The kick from Gonzalez goes back to Jones. His heels were near the end zone. He catches it to the right side. He shakes off things to the left. He keeps moving to the right hash mark where he stopped at the 25. There's a flag on the field, so we will get things sorted out as we'll see what the Andrean offense can try to craft up to try to cut into this deficit they're facing.
So 129 yards in touchdown passes to Cameron Jordan. He's kind of been one of those guys. We talked about the awards we're going to hand out. The Crowd Company's Lancherman Superhero of the game. Certainly between him and Hill, making a lobby for those positions.
And how about that for Michael Hill, who didn't really have too many passing stats to speak of at the varsity level before tonight. And he's now thrown 2 touchdown passes. Both of those were thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
And so that penalty is pushing back Andrean right now. I'm looking to see. I do not see Brady Ellish out there right now.
Yeah, we mentioned he was a little bit shaken up after that scramble on 3rd down.
It is Dylan Gore out there.
So Dylan Gore, the sophomore quarterback, fills in here. He's got Reyna in the backfield with him. They put Rosemanitz in motion, and it will be a handoff to McCoy. He will charge forward to about the 7-yard line.
Yeah, I can see Ellish on the sideline right now. He's right there. Kind of looks like he wants to maybe get out there. He kind of got the leg kind of got rolled up a little bit, so might just be like a little bit of a. I mean, we don't want to speculate, obviously, but looks like the helmet's still on. He's on the sideline. It's not like he's getting worked on or anything like that. So may see him a little bit later. Might just kind of rest him the rest of this half and see what the second half looks like.
2nd and 6 from the 13-yard line. The 59ers near the right hash mark. Gore will go under center. Rosemanitz in the backfield at H-back. The handoff to McCoy at running back, and he is dropped at the line of scrimmage. That was Keith Edwards.
And Edwards was
into the backfield to knock him down.
Edwards was the one that was on the turf before, getting looked at by the Merrillville training staff as well. I think he's okay on that one.
Yeah. So that'll make it 3rd down and 6. Still at the 13-yard line. That was a big play by the defense of Merrillville. That was being able to get the linebacker into the backfield. Good burst at the line by Edwards. So now Gore brings his team out of the huddle. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's got McCoy behind him in the pistol. Fakes the handoff, rolls to the left. He's looking downfield, gets it to the tight end Lane, and then Lane is stopped by Warren Brown and another Pirate right around the 15-yard line. It will be short of the sticks. Gain of about 1 after all that motion. It was just a short pickup through the air for the 59ers. That will send the punt team onto the field, so they'll look to send this one forward with 7 minutes and 14 seconds to play in the first half.
But if I'm a coach on the Andrean sideline, okay, so he's made 1 pass, right? It was completion. It wasn't enough to get the first down, but it's completion. Hey, you got that first one out of the way. Let's keep building momentum from there. Find those little things to keep the positivity flowing.
So the snap to Alvarez, he steps to the right and sends it downfield. It's another short punt. Brown scoops it up off the turf, shakes off a defender, gets to the 35. Now the 59ers are able to swarm to him, but a good run on the punt return. It's also worth mentioning Brady Ellish. We saw he was the original punter tonight for Andrean, so Jax Alvarez, who handles the kicking duties, now called into action to punt. So the Pirates will take over on the Andrean 35-yard line with 6 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Michael Hill will be in the shotgun. J.Q. Johnson joins him after it was Jordan who got the screen pass for a touchdown on the last series. 2 receivers to the right, a tight end and a receiver to the left. Hill awaits the snap. He will drop back. He scans the field, fires a quick pass to the left to his trusted wide receiver Rynell Lewis, the tight end, who is then knocked out of onto the sideline.
Yeah, he fired a rocket right over to that left side.
It will be a first down, a Four Seasons Mechanical first down, brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville. 6:33 left to go. Pirates moving deeper into Andrean territory at the 23-yard line. Hill again will pass. The 59ers trying to flush him out of the backfield, but he throws a strike down to the 1-yard line where Jordan hangs on and makes the catch as he was falling to the turf under pressure. But just wait a minute, we have a flag in the backfield, and it appears to be a hold on Merrillville after what was a great pass by Michael Hill under pressure, and an even better catch by Cameron Jordan, but that is one that will not count, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things I imagine Coach Cease is going to be working on in practice. Is just, these holding penalties that are, just the little penalties and cleaning these things up. And again, like we said, it's week one. Those are going to get cleaned up, but those are probably going to be just a small point of emphasis because you're going to take some big momentum off the board here.
That will make it 1st and 20 from the 33-yard line. Pirates in Andrean territory. Hill in the gun. Takes the snap, steps back, looks to the left to pass again, fires it to Lewis, who reels it in with a tremendous one-armed catch at the 30. Woo!
That was impressive. That's just sticking the arm out there and seeing what you can come up with, and he says, okay, I'll haul this one in.
So Lewis was being guarded by a linebacker, reaches up with the right arm, almost made the Jordan logo. He had one leg on the field, but back to the play, it's a quick snap to Hill. Hill will scramble and move to the right. He gets about 3 yards there before being knocked into the Andrean sideline. It'll be third and about 13 after a great 4-yard reception by Rhinell Lewis. We'll bookmark that one. Might be discussing that later in the game.
That's a good segue there. I was writing that one down for a potential Proud Eden home play of the game, brought to you by Ironworkers Local 395.
So 3rd and 13 from the 26-yard line. 5:43 left to go in the first half. It's another wheel route to Jordan. Jordan barrels downfield, is twisted down by Ethan Reyna at the 20-yard line.
Reyna approached him like, I am tired of watching this guy go toward that end zone. I am knocking him to the ground right now, not accepting this anymore. And when you have a leader like that on your team that can kind of build that momentum, that's what you have to keep building on right there.
So another 7 yards receiving for Jordan makes it 4th and 6. They will be in Four Seasons Mechanical 4-down territory. They keep the offense on the field. Hill throws to his right to Jordan. Jordan's going to look to clear the runway to the right side of the field. It looks like he will be close to the chains near the 12-yard line. Was it enough? It is. It's a Four Seasons Mechanical first down, brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville. So the second 4th down conversion of the night for the Pirates. This one puts them at the 11. So 1st and 10, just under 5 minutes left to play. They lead 20-7. Hill takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson moves to the right side of the line where the 59ers quickly swarm towards him, but I think he picked up about 2 yards there.
Yeah, any kind of positivity right now, just making sure you keep the ball here. The more time you can waste here going into the half, give Andrean just very minimal time to go into the half potentially, because you don't want them to build any momentum and have any good feelings going into the half by getting a score.
So 2nd and 8 at the 9-yard line. Hill fakes the handoff to Johnson, keeps it, play action back to Lewis. He shakes off one defender, spins into the end zone for a touchdown, Pirates.
Lewis with the touchdown.
So Rhinell Lewis with the 9-yard receiving TD. With his second reception of this drive, he made the one-armed catch for 4 yards and then a 9-yard touchdown grab. It was short of the end zone, so he still had to do some work. He had to spin off one defender and put the shoulder into him, spun around. So with 4:17 remaining before halftime, it's 26-7 Pirates. Benito Gonzalez gets ready for the extra point. His kick is through the uprights, good. Putting the exclamation point on that drive, 27-7. Pirates lead. 4 minutes and change before the half. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep, skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
So after a quick touchdown drive, the Pirates will get ready for a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Merrillville leads over Andrean 27-7. That was the third touchdown for the Pirates here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's been really impressive to watch. You got like we said early on in this one. Get those first jitters out of the way, and all of a sudden Merrillville came out firing. This quarter has been really impressive for the Pirates. And in a year where we're really not sure what the Bulldogs are going to be a really good team, but without Noah Ehrlich, what is that team going to look like? What kind of momentum do they have? Is this the year? There's been that big gap in the DAC, right? There's been Crown Point, and then there's a big gap before you get to the Merrillville Pirates and the Valparaiso Vikings. That gap has closed. Okay,
Yep.
Can Merrillville kind of capitalize that? That's why I'm looking forward to that great Week 3 matchup.
This is a Merrillville team that has gone on deep postseason runs the last 2 years. Gonzalez sends it downfield. Jones makes the catch near the end zone. He breaks through one defender, cuts back, goes to the left, spins, and is brought down at the 26-yard line. Gavin Jones was able to get around one defender. Then when he cut to try to shake to the left, it was that defender that he had juked past was then able to get back in the play and take him down. So a heads-up play by the Merrillville defender, not giving up on that.
Well, you know what? And that's Gavin Jones not giving up on the play either.
Right.
He's still fighting for every yard. If I'm his teammate, I am pumped by that because this guy doesn't want to go down. He wants to keep going. He wants to keep fighting. I don't care if we're down by 20 or not. He's still fighting. And that's something that Coach Skinner says. We're trying to get these guys, young as they may be, try to get these guys, to get these lessons early in life and early in the season. That's a big one. If I'm a teammate, I'm pumped.
It's now 1st and 10 for the 59ers from their own 26-yard line. The snap, Elish is back on the field. He throws to the left to Vo. Vo shoulders off one defender, then gets past the line of scrimmage. Ethan Vo lowers the shoulder with a physical play, or Tyler Vo with a physical play to get forward for a gain of 3. So a nice physical play by the underclassmen.
And that's a play, it looked very well. It could have potentially been intercepted on that play, but Tyler Vose says absolutely not. We're keeping this with me. So now I've got a couple of dogs out there that are trying to keep the game going for Andrean, saying we're not out of this one as Andrean sends 3 trips to the right.
Elish in the gun with Stovall behind him in the backfield. 2nd and 7 from their own 29-yard line. Elish looking to pass. Quickly swarmed by the Pirates. He gets dropped near the line of scrimmage. He collided with one of his own linemen as he was looking to scramble away. So no gain on the play. 3rd and 7 with 3:17 remaining. And we're going to see a timeout taken by the Pirates.
That's a timeout on the field.
So they will look to talk things over as we get ready for what could be a pivotal 3rd down here.
Yeah, this is going to be a big one here. Andrean, if they really need something positive going, to kind of end this this first half, really kind of just need this first down. It's a long 3rd down, obviously. So whatever, and you're in a situation too. This week 1, obviously your first couple weeks, Andrean always plays really tough opponents in those first 2 weeks. But you run into that problem of you don't want to show too much of your tricks early on because you got to save those for conference and potentially into the postseason as well. But so you kind of weigh that kind of option. I know what those guys think down there. I'm kind of thinking that in my own head right now. Do I want to throw a trick play out there that somebody else then can scout and we can't use it later on when we really need it potentially for a conference championship game or to move on in regionals or something like that.
Talk about what a good challenge for both teams it is to have this as your week 1 matchup where there is not much room for error for either side. These are teams number 2 and number 3 in our top 10 poll, and they are both off of deep playoff runs last year. Both bring back a lot of experience from last year, so you're not really getting an easy matchup week 1. And so now the 59ers back on the field, 3rd and 7 at their own 29-yard line near the left hash mark. Elish puts a receiver in motion from right to left, so now there'll be 2 to the left, and now there will be a flag. It looks to be a procedural penalty on the 59ers, so that will back them up 5 yards.
Yeah, that is a tough break. You really need this 3rd down pickup here, and then you get a penalty. And those are things that, as this game will move on, as the season moves on, those things will get cleaned up. But that is a proverbial shot in the foot here in this first half.
As you're trailing 27-7, that is something the 59ers could not afford. Making it 3rd and 12. Elish breaks the huddle. He'll have Stovall behind him. 2 receivers to the left, to the right, a tight end to the left. Now they'll put a receiver in motion from right to left. They're at the left hash mark. Elish fakes the handoff, throws to the left, it gets tipped and spirals out of bounds to the Andrean sideline. That was nearly a deflection and an interception for the Pirates, but nonetheless, it'll be a pass breakup and will force fourth down and bring the punt team out for Andrean.
How about Merrillville defense, though, saying, okay, we know this is a big position in the game for Andrean. We're going to lock this thing down. Even if that pass was caught cleanly, it was going to go absolutely nowhere, because as soon as it was caught, there was a tackle. We've seen that a number of times tonight. As soon as the ball is caught, not even an opportunity to look up or down or downfield, bam, they are there instantly.
Appeared to be Josiah Horton who got the hand on that pass as the punt from Alvarez spins up in the air. Brown will wait for it to take a roll. It's running out of steam at right around the 50-yard line, where Tyler Vo will down it for the 59ers. So Merrillville will take over at midfield. That one hit the logo and took maybe a favorable roll for Merrillville, as it kind of just, instead of going backwards, it went sideways.
It kind of bounced off that eye patch there, right?
Yeah, right near the Pirate logo. It got to the eye patch, then kept spinning to the tip of the cap, and that is where Michael Hill and the Merrillville offense will take over. Jamal Cherry, the center, will snap it to Hill.
You know, one of the question marks coming into this for this Merrillville team is kind of going to be that offensive line. They had such that senior core that we talked about early on. So far, it's holding up pretty well.
They have really done a good job of paving the way for Jordan and Hill and Johnson to get downfield. Hill drops back to pass. He is rolling to the left. Deep throw over the head of Michael Smoot. He tried to leap up and make the catch. There's a flag in the backfield. Someone might have gotten Hill down there. Hill had to turn all the way back. He unleashed that one from about his own 35-yard line. He was just going further and further back, trying to evade that pressure. That might have been where an infraction took place. So let's find out.
I don't know.
Or it looks like it might be on Merrillville. That's the risk.
Holding.
Yeah, when you are going that far back, the more likelihood that somebody makes a mistake and has to hold. So
naturally, just as I was complimenting the offensive line, that's when they're going to commit a penalty here, which we've seen a little bit here and there. And overall, the nice thing, though, if your coach sees, is that, you know, even if that line in Hill is kind of, you know, running for his life a little bit, there's still that opportunity as that pocket closed pretty quickly here.
Hill throws to his left to Jordan. Jordan moves forward, cuts over to the left side of the line, and gets to about the 44-yard line, so moving things forward, but still a ways to go.
But Hill is still making plays, even if that line is collapsing a little bit and not giving him the best protection right now at this point. He's still making things happen. Now, is that sustainable all year? That's where you kind of have to, you know, fix these situations early.
And as the ball was snapped, there will be a few flags thrown. 3 of the refs
false start.
Call for false start there, so Merrillville goes backwards. They just gained 4 yards. Now they will go backwards 5. Second penalty of this drive will make it second and longer. Second and 21 from their own 39. 2:26 left to play in the second quarter. Merrillville leads Andrean 27-7. So Hill in the gun. Jordan there with him. 3 receivers to the right. He will throw it to his left to Jordan, but it was about a yard short. It bounces to the running back, incomplete.
You know, we talked about the timing for Andrean earlier. That one was, I mean, the timing was there, but the problem is that Hill was running backwards. So, you know, it's kind of hard to maintain as you're running backwards. You're used to throwing it at a certain depth. You know, you got to put a little bit more on it. But the farther you go back, you know, you think you have it timed-wise. It just was a little bit off on that one.
So 2:16 to go, 3rd and 21. We'll see what Hill and the Pirates can get going here. We saw him use his tight end, Rynell Lewis, a couple times on the last drive. He looks right. Now he will cut left. He's going to keep it, and he just slides forward near the 40. Just ran out of room there and
he
had
saw
to get
Ethan
upfield.
Reyna coming at him, and he's like, I'm going down. I'm not going to take that hit right now.
So that will bring the punt team out. There is a timeout on the field as well after that 3-yard gain by Michael Hill.
Well, let's give the credit now to the Andrean defense, okay? Because obviously a huge momentum. You had great field position to start. You're right at the 50-yard line to start. The sticks never moved, right? That mark is still there at the 50. You knocked them back. Okay, you caused those false starts, whatever the case may be. You're going to tell yourself you caused those false starts. You stopped them. Now you got 2 minutes. Try to get a score here to go into the halftime. Build some momentum on your side.
And certainly we saw you can attribute Hill being under pressure, having to drop back and back. That's because of what the defensive front was able to do. So that's something you can hang your hat on for Andrean. They got to stop when they really needed one to prevent Merrillville from scoring, because Merrillville has scored 3 touchdowns in this second quarter. They capitalized on some short fields and a couple breakdowns, and it can't get those back. But for Andrean, if you can start stopping them, it gives you a chance to try to work your way back in.
And as a coach, you're continuing to tell them, okay, this is what we did well. This is what we did well. That's a great stop. That's a pivotal stop. Now offense, look what they just did. Let's capitalize on that. Let's get something going. I told you, Gavin Jones doing that, not stopping and just continuing to run through whatever play he can. It's not stopping any momentum. Keep going. Those are little things that you're going to continue to build on. Be like, okay, that's my dog. I'm going to keep going through here.
The intensity Andrean's playing with, you couldn't tell that they're down 27-7. You would have thought it's 0-0 here. This is the score doesn't do it justice how close this one feels, and that's how last year's game was too. A 27-0 win for Merrillville, but it still felt like Andrean was a play or two from fighting their way back into it. So now we'll see the punt from the Pirates, and it was nearly blocked. Javier McCoy, I think he did get a piece of it. McCoy blocks it. It rolls to the 40, and the 59ers will jump on it. So a huge special teams play by Andrean to get a piece of the punt and send it to the 41-yard line. The Pirates are pleading their case for roughing the kicker. We will see what gets
I don't think
there is a flag. I think McCoy, there was definitely some contact, but I think he got the ball first.
Was it Custy that got the contact on that?
I think it was either McCoy or Custy.
Because I watched Skinner go right to Custy, so that he may have been the one that got a little bit of that tip saying, hey, that's what I need.
And that's a freshman making a play.
Right, and that's that same thing I'm talking about. Hey, you're not stopping. Keep going full throttle. I don't care how much we're down.
So 2 minutes on the dot remaining. Andrean takes over on Merrillville's 42. Elish steps back to pass, fires one to the left side, in and out of the hands of Reyna. That was Vo. He was knocked down around the 40.
It looked like kind of an awkward throw from what I could see, but Vo still has to try to draw that one in, just get some positive yardage, even if it's just 2 yards. Got to come up with that one. It's heading towards the sideline there. May have kind of gotten a little contact from behind, which may have kind of disrupted that opportunity there. Really need something here. You got to continue to build any kind of momentum on your side.
Minute 56 remain at the 42-yard line.
4 wide receivers, 2 to each side.
Elish puts Vo in motion. He drops back in the pocket to pass. He rolls to his left. He is brought down in the backfield. He is dropped by Greg Hughes for the sack. That is the second time that the Pirate defense has gotten to Elish in the backfield, making it 3rd and long with just over 90 seconds remaining in the first half. Aaron Coit Kendall also in the mix there.
I think Aaron was the one that got that. I don't think Hughes was in it. That was all Quick Kendall.
So now Elish passing, throws to the left, off balance, is able to get it to McCoy. McCoy shakes off one defender, pushes forward for about 5 yards, but still well short of a first down, makes it about 4th and 11.
Yeah, that is definitely a tough break there. That loss of yardage on that last play was huge, but still just trying to get some kind of momentum going on their side.
So it'll be 4th and 11 with just over a minute left to play.
And we can hear coaches on either side of
46-yard line.
We can hear coaches on either side of us. They're amped up either way because they know how pivotal this last minute is here going into the half. This 4th and 11 play, this is where you may want to draw out something to kind of try to get something to get that first down.
Could we be in Four Seasons Mechanical 4-down territory as your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialists, Four Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville. And you think about this point in the game with Andrean, what's on the line here? They will be receiving the kick to start the second half. Mm-hmm. But if you could get points on the board here.
That's how I'd be going for it if I was Coach Skinner and the 59ers. right now.
We've seen Merrillville 2 for 2 on fourth down conversions. Granted, those were much shorter looks than this. This is 4th and 11 with about a little over a minute left to go. Should be a minute and 10 left to play here in the second quarter. Elish and his group back on the field. The Pirates adjusting personnel. They bring Kieran Moore and the rest of the defensive line back onto the field. They had the punt defense out there. Stanley Freeman hustling to get to the line. So now the play clock hasn't started as the 59ers make their way back onto the field. They're at the left hash mark. Elish puts Vo in motion on the left side. He's in the pocket, looking to pass, rolling to his right, fires a strike, and the receiver will be dropped at the 40-yard line. Vo made the catch, but was not able to get any run-up after, so it's a big fourth down stop for the Pirates.
Yeah, that was a big momentum swing right there. Andrean kind of trying to build on some positivity, couldn't get the play couldn't get the first down that they were looking for, and now Merrillville gets to have that. And one of the things we were kind of hearing is that they wanted to add time onto the clock, and so they added 6 seconds. Now we're back down to 104. Now you've got 64 seconds for Merrillville to get one more score. Try to demoralize Andrean a little bit here.
So Hill is the quarterback for Merrillville, taking over at their own 40. Jordan, the running back, in the backfield with him. Hill, it's a high snap. He reels it in with one hand to the right. He fires a quick pass to Jordan on the left side. He is stopped by Jeremiah Gonzalez at the 40-yard line, or at the 44-yard line. So a 4-yard gain. The clock is running, 46 seconds and counting. Hill in the gun, steps back to pass. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. He floats one to the right to his receiver, Shelley, or that was Smoot. Smoot gets the first down. It's a Four Seasons mechanical first down. Keeps things moving for the Pirates.
Kevin Jones in on the tackle there.
So now Hill and the rest of the Pirates moving upfield. 32 seconds and counting. Hill takes the snap. He's at the right hash mark. He's going to keep it. Rolls to the right. There was a flag in the backfield as he threw one a little bit off the mark. He was looking for Jordan near the 30-yard line. There was a flag in the backfield. Yes, that one was snapped from Andrean's 45-yard line.
And it looks like it's going to be holding against the Pirates here again.
So that will move them backwards. 25.8 seconds remaining. It'll be second and long now. Or first and long, we'll see just how things get sorted out here.
First down and long from the 45 on the other side.
So now that maybe changes the urgency now for Merrillville. First and long, they're back on their own 45 with 25 seconds to go.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a deep shot here.
So Hill gets ready, throws to the left to Jordan. Jordan takes it at the 40, moves to the 45, and he's brought down quickly. Clock's running. We'll see a timeout taken. Stops things at 18.6. So Cameron Jordan with another positive passing play. He received it in the backfield and then got a nice run after catch there.
Yeah, we'll see what they can pick up here in these next few plays. I think each... they don't have the timeouts on the board over there, and I wasn't keeping track, so I don't know where we're at. Timeout. Merrillville with 0, Andrean with 1.
So they will be, the Pirates, that is, will be on their own 46-yard line with about 19 yards to go before a first down, so they got a ways to go here.
Thanks to Riley Doyle for that information and doing a great job on production. Next to us, by the way, making his RSN debut. Yes, you said. Welcome to the team. Always fun.
Great to have Riley aboard, as he has done a great job getting us on the air, keeping us there. Well, we talk about week 1 mistakes. Riley has not had any week 1 mistakes.
No. Knock on wood somewhere.
Yes.
There we go. We got everybody behind us as well.
Told always be nice to the person who controls whether you are muted.
Well, first off, it's not easy to make us sound good, and he's doing a great job. So
now Hill and the Pirates. Hill will be the lone man in the backfield. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to the left. Hill steps back, And he's going to keep it, unleashes it near the 45. He connects with Smoot. Smoot's got a path. He's moving towards the end zone. He finds Paydert. Michael Smoot takes it to the end zone for a Pirate touchdown with 7 seconds to play in the first half.
How about that for a huge play to close out? I mean, we still got 7 seconds, but to close out that first half, that is a big get for Merrillville.
54 yards for Michael Smoot makes it 33-7 for Merrillville. With under 10 seconds left to play in the half, Benito Gonzalez gets ready to attempt the extra points. Snap, the hold, Gonzalez with the hammer, and it's good. Makes it 34-7. Pirates after a long pass from Hill to Smoot. They lead 34-7. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan.
So Merrillville able to hang on, gets a long touchdown strike, and how about Michael Hill, calm under pressure as he stepped into the starting quarterback role. He had 3 touchdowns rushing last season, did not have a passing touchdown, so he has added 3 passing TDs tonight. Really, or 4 actually, 2 to Jordan, 1 to Smoot, and 1 to Lewis. So Michael Hill, have yourself a night, and it's only in one half of action so far.
Right, I'm just so impressed with the junior quarterback here from Merrillville, certainly making a case for that Crowd Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game. You know, it feels like he's already taken on a full game's worth of action. We're we're getting ready to start the end the first half here. And so we'll see kind of what happens after that. But, Merrillville putting on quite the clinic right now here to open up week 1. And this is despite a lot of the penalties that they've been having as well. They are overcoming those for sure.
So Benito Gonzalez gets ready for this Quintel kickoff. Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. It sails towards the end zone. Jones makes the catch. He stops, halts, moves from left to right. He breaks through one defender at the 30 and is pushed forward to the 34, where he is eventually halted. That will just about do it for the first half here at Demery Stadium. The host Merrillville Pirates lead the visiting Andrean 59ers 34-7 in the Battle of Broadway. We will have plenty of halftime analysis coming up, so stick around. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialists.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Here at Demery Stadium, it's halftime at the Battle of Broadway. Leo Stodder and Michael Brandner with you here as Merrillville, the home team, leads 34-7 in what has been a well-played first half. Despite the big lead for Merrillville, it's been a close game, and it's been a lot through the air for this Merrillville Pirate, and a team that brought back two highly touted running backs.
Yeah, one of the key parts of this Merrillville team was going to be the backfield in terms of their offense, but really tonight it has been through the air, as you mentioned, for passing touchdowns for Hill tonight. The only rushing touchdown is coming via J.Q. Johnson with a 15-yard touchdown run. But, yeah, 4 touchdown passes for Hill, a couple to Camden Jordan, who's got about 130 yards in those passing touchdowns, by the way. One for 80 yards, one for 49 yards. Elish has a touchdown pass to Vo as well, which had tied it at 7-7. You did have a missed PAT after that running touchdown, which made it 13-7, but then no problems for Hill to Jordan. That was the 49-yard touchdown pass, and then a lot of this is coming in the second quarter, mind you, as well. And then right now, Lewis, after a fantastic one-handed grab to keep the play alive and kept the feet in bounds as he was heading towards the sideline, then eventually is rewarded for that great play by getting into the end zone on a 9-yard touchdown pass to him, and then over to Smoot, which was a 54-yard touchdown pass, really right up the middle on the pass to head out there and just really kind of bowling his way through, kind of knocking the defenders out of the way, saying this is our game here. We're in the Purple Palace. This is our home right now, and that's what Merrillville's looking like right now with a 34-7.
That really was a well-executed, that last touchdown drive, that 2-minute drill, despite some penalties on it, that they finished the drive better than they started, and that was a nice drive by the first-time starting quarterback and a new offensive line, and they were able to cap it off well with the touchdown to Smoot. And then on the other side, you had that touchdown drive for Andrean with Elish connecting for 32 yards to Tyler Vo. And now you have to think they need to have some of that urgency with the passing game, trying to get that cooking to try to crank up a comeback down a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, they've been very methodical, and that's just something that they want to do. They kind of want to slow the tempo down a little bit and not play Merrillville's game. Merrillville is always usually just a little bit more up-tempo, and so they want to kind of slow that down a little bit. They want to be a little more methodical with running the ball and kind of giving Elish a little bit of a break because he's also playing on the defensive end as well. But it's a long season, so you want to make sure that these guys maintain conditioning for the long season. This is an Andrean team where, they may blow teams out at times, but they're probably going to be playing some, close ball games where the starters have to be in most of the time. Another touchdown here early in the third quarter, you may look at start going down on the depth chart for Merrillville. That's a maybe. But we'll see how it goes in week one. But yeah, for Andrean right now, you had that great touchdown run or that pass from Ehrlich to Vo for 32 yards to kind of get you a little bit of momentum to tie the game. Because I believe you said last year did they even score? What was the score last year?
It was 27-0 last year.
Yeah, so they already got a little bit better by getting a score here this year. So Skinner's going to be happy with that. But what Coach Skinner really needs to kind of focus on right now is just saying, hey, there are things that we are doing well. We are not being penalized nearly as much. So when Merrillville gets penalized, we really need to capitalize on that defensively, which in a lot of for a few cases they were. But when we have a chance to, really kind of build some momentum, we can't shoot ourselves in the foot. That was a big one, that third down play, that penalty. And sometimes, again, we've said it a number of times now, it's week one. Those things are going to happen in week one, and that's how you figure out, what you need to work on and practice for this week going into week two. But, you still got to just capitalize or still talk about all the positives that you are doing, because there are guys that are fighting really hard out there. They don't care what the score is. They are fighting really hard because they know this is a long season. It's week one. The vast majority of people probably picking Merrillville. I don't know what the Vegas line was, but people probably picking Merrillville in this one for a lot of, if you were doing pick'em pools, and I would never want to do pick'em pools in week one, but that's probably who a lot of people are picking. And so Andrean, with an opportunity to, make cases, now is their chance. Okay, these are positives. Let's capitalize on these. This is what we're doing well. Let's keep going.
So we will start to turn our attention towards the second half in this matchup, this traditional matchup we see a lot week one. Merrillville has won the last 7 matchups, so they are in a good position to try to make it 8 in a row, as they lead 34-7 after 2 quarters of play. We will step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at some other scores from around the region. Keep it locked in here. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Have you checked out Send Your Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Send Your Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit sentier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Sentier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Sentier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Still halftime here at Merrillville as the Pirates lead the Andrean 59ers 34-7. We will now take a look at some of the other scores around the region. This scoreboard update is courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til Food Market. Strachan Van Til. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strachanvantil.com.
Okay, obviously we got the Merrillville Pirates up 34-7 here as we get ready to start the third quarter here in just a few minutes. Moving down the line, John Glenn up 29-0 over Boone Grove in the third quarter. Again, these are the last updates that we got. Calumet Warriors all over Osceola Grace 34-0 in the second half. Hobart Brickies putting up a big number, 20-3 against the Chesterton Trojans. Hobart coming in at number 5 in our Ennigenburg Home Improvement Top 10 list over the number 6 Chesterton Trojans. And then you've got the number 1 Crown Point Bulldogs up 28-0 against the Lowell Red Devils. I'm trying to remember that maybe great rivalry. I forget how where those numbers stand over there, but great rivalry over there between those two schools. But Crown Point, again, we know how dominant they can be, putting up the 28-0 score right now. River Forest, the Ingots are all over the East Chicago Central Cardinals, 14-7. Over in Highland, the Panthers of Griffith, who are number 7 in our RSN poll, are up 28-14. Again, I mentioned, we talked about this in Region Football Weekly, Griffith is a team to keep an eye on here in the region. It might be making a few jumps up that poll a little bit. They got a really good team coming back this year when you have Coach Mason as your coach, and really kind of that program starting to turn into kind of his program. Yeah. It's a huge momentum swing. So keep an eye on those Griffith Panthers this year. Michigan City, number 8 in the RSN poll, taking on Hanover Central, who's ranked number 9. Right now, Michigan City up to 10-0 over Hanover. Still looking to get that first score of the night for new coach Bartolomeo, who has been an assistant coach for a number of years, but now he's the man in charge. The Munster Mustangs on top of Lake Central, 21-17 in the third quarter. I think their score that I have here, we got a couple more. LaPorte, the Slicers, who didn't win a game last year, up 14-7 against New Prairie. So hopefully that we can get some momentum swinging for the LaPorte Slicers potentially. And over in Valparaiso, number 4 in the RSN poll, they take on the Penn Kingsmen yet again for the first game of the season. This one is always usually a shootout game. I think it was like 49-42 last year was the score. A lot of scoring over there. It is 21-6 as of right now. And then we've also got the Morton Governors, number 10. This is another team with a lot of question marks. What kind of momentum can they build? 14-7 over the Portage Indians right now. That Portage team, there's a lot of questions with that team. Obviously, losing Coach Roy Richards in the offseason and kind of where they're going to build that program from this point on. Would love to see them continue to do well, but the Morton Governors on top of them right now. And before we go to commercial break, Leo, I just want to send from the Region Sports Network, we did this on Region Football Weekly, but just send, I know he's probably listening or tuned into this one, but our guy Jay Simmons, longtime analyst here with the Region Sports Network, just lost his father earlier this week, so just want to send our condolences to him. We're standing with him. I can't wait to be back in a booth with him at some point and give him a hard time, a little ribbing here and there, but we're standing with your buddy. We know this is a tough time, but we're in your corner, and prayers and condolences to you and your entire family, man.
Yeah, we're all thinking of you, Jay. Got the bag of cough drops ready for you for our first game, and looking forward to having him back up in the booth this fall. As we continue to get closer to the second half, you can follow all of tonight's Region Football scores live on the Hometown Scoreboard, streaming on youtube.com/regionsports.com, facebook.com/regionsports, and regionsports.com, courtesy of your neighborhood Strack and Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. We'll take one more break. When we come back, it'll be the second half between the Pirates and the 59ers. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Just make sure when I say that, I say.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Back as we get ready for the second half between the Pirates and 59ers. Andrean trailing Merrillville. The Pirates lead 34-7 on what has been a great night for Michael Hill at quarterback for Merrillville with 4 passing touchdowns. J.Q. Johnson added a rushing TD. So we will see both teams looking to make some adjustments as we get ready for the second half. Michael, what are you expecting from these teams here in the third quarter?
Well, for Merrillville, just keep doing what you're doing. Try to limit the penalties if you possibly can. But for Andrean, just really kind of, hit those marks of where you've been positive so far. But at the same time, maybe I don't want to say you can't pull out the trick plays yet, and you can't show too much because then there's too much on film and guys start, prepping for everything. And I get that's kind of where coaches, and I'm not saying that's where Coach Skinner is at right now. I'm guessing probably that's where they're at as a coach. But just trying to get those positive yards. Even if you have to do a little dump pass and just get a little positive yards here and there, pick up 3-4 yards, just kind of build that momentum and just walk out of here with a little bit more positivity than where you're at right now. And it feels like it's hard to do sometimes, but when Merrillville does make mistakes, especially when they're getting pushed back a little bit on penalties, take advantage of that. Maybe do a little bit more rush into the quarter. We've already seen the line kind of collapse a little bit here, but Ethan Reyna's got to be a guy that's kind of leading in that charge as well, because we saw it with Cameron Jordan. When he went, started to go towards the end zone, Ethan Reyna said, "You're not going to the end zone at this point, and I'm taking you down right now." So this is where some of those seniors are going to step up and say, "Hey, we're not out of this game. I know the score looks bad, but this is, we got to keep building some kind of positivity to propel us into the rest of the season," because we were kind of looking at the next opponents. Andrean always has really tough opponents to start the year, and then they get into conference play. That's where you want to start making, that's your bread and butter. That's where you want to start getting some real momentum. And, you get into conference play, and things get, not easier because nobody's an easy opponent in any particular week, but all of a sudden you more familiarity is what I'm trying to get at with that one.
And so we will be anticipating what the second half has in store, if Merrillville can keep things rolling, if Andrean has some tricks up their sleeve and can work their way back in. That is coming up next, so stick around. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading to heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Second half about to get started. Leo Staudaher and Michael Brandner with you at Demery Stadium as Merrillville leads Andrean 34-7 in the Battle of Broadway. So Andrean won the toss and they deferred, so they chose to receive here in the second half. So they will bring the kick return team out, and Andrean will send the kickoff team out, and we'll see how the offense from Andrean looks to start things off here. The offensive starters for Andrean. We've seen Brady Ellish at quarterback, Javier McCoy, and Ethan Reyna at running back, Cam Rosemanitz at tight end, Tyler Vo, Gavin Jones, and Mark Grubbs at receiver, Rashawn Johnson, Jaden Lofay, Magnus Severson, Ben Novak, and Mike McKilly up front. Defensively, Merrillville has had Josiah Horton, Kieran Moore, Damian Jones, Stanley Freeman up front, Aaron Coy Kendall, Amari Eller, Keith Edwards at linebacker, Antoine Jenkins and DJ Cannon at corner, Warren Brown and Greg Hughes at safeties. This kickoff that will start the second half, and all kickoffs are brought to you by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Gonzalez will be kicking from our right to our left. He steps into this one, floats it downfield towards Gavin Jones. He gets under it, makes the connection at the 15-yard line, slides to the right, moves at the 30, stops, pivots to the left. He's still going. He turns the corner at the 35 to the 40, crossing midfield. He's got one man to beat. He gets past them, and then the Pirates catch up to him and topple him over at the opposing 30-yard line. Well, what a return by Gavin Jones, sending the 59ers into Merrillville territory.
Gavin Jones set up that return back the last time that he brought a ball back and didn't stop stop. He just kept going until they made him stop. Same thing there. Sets up. He looks ahead at the action, makes that cut back towards the middle of the field, and is able to go to the way across the field and get stopped at the 30. He is not stopping until they make him stop. He got tackled by 3 guys before he finally went down. That's the momentum swing that kind of brings you into that category that I was talking about. You need to keep on the positive plays. Got to capitalize on this right here, right now.
That is exactly what the 59ers needed. 1st and 10 from Merrillville's 30. Elish in the gun. 3 receivers to the right. He will hand it off to Reyna. Reyna powers to the left side of the line. Shoulders through one defender and then just steps out of bounds.
At the 20 for the first down, it appears.
It'll be a Four Seasons Mechanical first down brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com.
Those are the 2 guys that I've mentioned so far as kind of those gritty players so far. Very blue-collar-esque, if you will, as of right now, what I'm seeing out of the Andrean 59ers.
So if Ethan Reyna could start heating up in the second half, that could really help Andrean out. 1st and 10 from the 20. They'll put Vo in motion from right to left. Elish in the pistol. He's got Reyna behind him. The snap. He pump fakes, looking left, floats one to the end zone towards Vo. Vo hauls it in for a touchdown.
No, they're saying he stepped. He caught it out of bounds. The official down the sideline said no, he was out of bounds. But man, what a pass by Elish! Yeah, it just took him just a little too far to that sideline, just out of bounds.
Would have been a tremendous play. Vo was looking for his second TD reception of the night, but did not get it. I got a little too eager with the call. It is week 1 for everybody.
I was gonna compliment you earlier. A good thing I didn't, because I was gonna say you're already in week 4 mid-season form. But
they're
just giving you a hard
still making plenty of week 1 mistakes in week 4.
You sound great.
Elish fakes the handoff. He rolls to his right on the bootleg. He will have to tuck it. Runs, just gets to the line and maybe a yard more as he turns out of bounds and into the Merrillville sideline. It looks like he got to the 18, so a slight gain to make it 3rd and 7 from Merrillville's 18-yard line.
This is kind of what we've seen so far out of the Andrean 59ers, that they get that big play and then just something kind of happens and then all of a sudden it's just kind of like things just kind of sputter and they can't capitalize on it. So got to get something going here, because now it's 3rd and long.
So you get that great field position from the kick. You need to follow it up with 6 points at least here. Down 34-7, 11:20 to go. The snap, they will hand it off to Reyna. Reyna's going to rumble forward. He gets to the 10, and as he's wrapped up, he falls forward. Was it enough for the first down?
That's what they're going to have. They're probably going to go out there and potentially measure. Now, here's going to be a question. I tell you what, they had... Was there a flag thrown?
There's a flag near the 20.
So if it's over there might be a false, because I'll tell you what, there might be guys that weren't on the line. Yeah, a false start. So a lot of the wide receivers who were all set up on the far left side of the field, there were some that weren't paying attention. They were turned around, still looking at the sideline for a play. There had to be at least 2 of them that weren't necessarily, all of a sudden they turned around, they're like, oh, the play started.
Yeah, and that's a shame, because it erases what was a very physical run by Ethan Reyna. It makes it now 3rd and 13. It's another one of those.
It was one of those timing issues. Yeah, it's just because I swear I could have seen at least 2 of the because they had 4 wide receivers out to that left side, because we're going left to right from our vantage point here, and so all the way the trips out to the left. Now they're going to split them 2 to the left, 2 to the right. But there were guys with their back to the end zone.
So it's now 3rd and 13 from Merrillville's 23. Elish drops back to pass. He is quickly swarmed by a pair of Pirates, and Stanley Freeman meets him in the backfield, brings him down for the sack at the 35-yard line.
We talk about, you had 2 positive plays. You had a touchdown. Yes, it was out of bounds. You had the touchdown play. Then you had the potential first down getting that run by Reyna. But now you were just spinning at this point. It's just... Oh, man, those week 1 mistakes really costing Andrean here in that drive.
So now on 4th and 21 with 10 minutes and 19 seconds remaining, Andrean will send out the punt team. Ball is on the 31-yard line. The snap to Alvarez. He goes to his right and did not get all that one. It flutters towards the 25 and then rolls backwards and out of bounds around the 27. So not exactly the deepest punt, but you avoid the touchback.
That's what I was just going to say. It's not. I mean, it's not the greatest punt. It's not the worst
it
punt.
It did its job.
It did what it had to do. You didn't want to put them. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess the touchback probably would have put them back a little bit farther. So
I guess the comparable distance to.
It's basically the same thing, I guess. Yeah. I was thinking like, oh well. I mean, you didn't put them at the touchback, but it. Basically the same spot.
Yeah, so now it's 1st and 10 from Merrillville from their own 27. Hill, it's a low snap. Hill has to fall on it. The 59ers swarm to it. It's a wrestling match for the ball.
They're going to say 2nd down.
And
Merrillville
so
comes up with it.
Hill was calling for the snap. Maybe it appeared to be another one of those time issues where he was maybe trying to get a motion going, but then the snap occurred and it was near his ankles. And
Cherry also could have just had a bad snap on it, so from the center, but it was J.Q. Johnson who got on, who was able to come out of the pile with it.
2nd and 17 from their own 20. They'll put the tight end, Lewis, in motion. It's a handoff to Johnson. Johnson's going to dance through the line of scrimmage. He breaks free at the 40. He's still going to the opposite 40. Into Andrean territory at the 15. To the 10. He gets tripped up and tumbles into the end zone. J.Q. Johnson with a long touchdown run for the Pirates.
Another 80-yard touchdown for Merrillville. Holy moly.
J.Q. Johnson adds his 2nd rushing touchdown of the evening, makes it 40-7 with 9 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Awaiting the PAT from Gonzalez, and in a night where it's been Cameron Jordan's had most of the touchdowns, J.Q. Johnson, you can't forget about him too.
Oh.
He's one of the top returning running backs in the area, and he just showed why there. So Gonzalez awaits the snap here. The snap, the hold is down, the kick sails up and over through the uprights. Makes it 41-7. The Pirates lead with 9:12 to go in the 3rd quarter. We will have the kickoff next. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Benito Gonzalez has had a busy night with these kickoffs as his team leads 41-7 with 9 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. He will send it deep to Tyler Vo and Gavin Jones. This one lofts towards Vo, who gets there. He's going to take it up the left side. Shrugs through a defender and is wrapped up and brought down to about the 18-yard line. So it'll bring Elish and the rest of the 59er offense back onto the field.
So one of the things we were talking to Coach Skinner about was definitely trying to find those right, mixes and, the subbing and stuff like that, trying to get the right guys in on there. And so, sometimes you're probably, mixing it up with different rotations and stuff like that. So that could be one of the reasons we're having, some of the issues that Andrean is facing right now, because we don't want to just say it's week one. I mean, everybody deals with that same momentum. So there's probably just, week one is also one of those things, who's going to step up, who's going to, take charge in certain positions, who's going to be like that guy at a certain position.
Elish back on the field. He's got a running back behind him. They will hand it off to Reyna, and then it is Freeman again who gets there. Freeman with some help from Josiah Horton stopped Reyna before he could even get back to the line for a loss of about a yard, making it 2nd and 11 from the 18.
Well, we know the defense for Merrillville is pretty good, and so they're kind of bringing the blitz right now. They're bringing the pressure, and it's getting through that line pretty quickly, and Elish not able to get much to do here so far. He'll put 3 wide receivers to his right.
Looks like Gonzalez will be joining him at running back. Elish will hand it off to him, and he tries to swim forward after he gets tripped up. And maybe it looks like another backwards play. He couldn't quite get back to the line there. So 3rd and long upcoming for the 59ers. With 8 minutes, 9 seconds to go. They are deep in their end of the field at the 17. So Elish and company talk things over in the huddle. They make their way back to the line. We'll have 3 receivers to the right. The ball is at the left hash mark. Tyler Vo, lone man to the left side of Elish. It's a low snap. Elish is going to hang on to it. He's got a path. He sprints forward to the 30. Stutter step keeps going to the 40, 45, and just short of midfield, he goes out of bounds. But Brady Elish breaks off a huge run to pick up the first down for the 59ers.
That is a big, big play for Andrean. Again, we were kind of thinking like the wheels are just kind of sputtering at this point. Any kind of positive play they had, either it's going to be called back, or then all of a sudden or something just goes wrong. The next play, it's like, oh, they're going backwards. Elish stepping up right here, right now, and he's going to keep that first down, keep it rolling here.
So Elish and the 59ers at their own 45-yard line after the Four Seasons first down. 2 tight ends on the field, a receiver to either side. Elish fakes the handoff. He's going to hang on to it. Tries to slice forward, and the ball pops out. Merrillville has it. It is scooped up by Warren Brown. He moves to the Andrean sideline. He recovers the fumble. It'll be a Pirates ball.
Fumble recovered by Warren Brown. First down.
And that is just a tough break for the 59ers.
I'll tell you what, though. This may sound crazy. This may not sound all that intelligent. But if I'm a coach, at least I'm watching here. Okay, these are things that we can clean up. These are things that we can fix. I have something here because you can go all summer long. You can see the scripted plays. You can kind of do like the light hitting and stuff like that. And nothing really, you can't really see what's happening, before you get to game day. Now we have stuff to work with. We know where to go. There is something for me to because if everything went perfect, it'd be odd. So I have something I can look at here, and we have some work to do for the next week to get ready for Fort Wayne Lures.
Hill will hand it off to Jordan, and Jordan met with a big hit from Vinny Zapan, but it is still a gain of a handful. Makes it to the 40-yard line. 2nd and 5 from Andrean's 40. That's just a couple of those sequences here in the third quarter where Andrean seems to be getting momentum, and then it snaps back to Merrillville. I formation, handoff to Jordan. Jordan trips up and is wrestled down by Ethan Reyna at the line of scrimmage.
Well, and the thing that we can still hang your hand, and this is what Coach Skinner's going to like as well, and obviously Coach Cease is really happy with a lot of things. He sees things that they need to clean up as well if you're going to continue to build momentum into the Duneland Athletic Conference. Trying to maybe take that back if you possibly can, but
Hill on play action, floats it downfield, intercepted by the 59ers. Intercepted the run-up and the hit stick by the safety Mitchell Myers. He lowered the shoulder, ran through a would-be tackler, and a nice run after the catch, trying to bring that momentum back for Andrean. Gets the ball all the way to Merrillville's 40.
I was just going to say, the thing that Andrean is still not doing, no matter what the score is, they are still playing hard. It's not like they're just folding and giving up this game. They're still playing hard, which to me is a credit of Coach Skinner. I tried to, tout him a little bit that these guys really play for him, and he kind of shrugged that off and moved on. And that's just the kind of guy that he is. But these guys are playing for him. But, there's no question this Merrillville team is a very good team. So you're going to take a lick maybe here early in the season, but this is only going to make you better. This is highlighting the mistakes that you know or the deficits that you may have. Clean those up. Be a better team as the season goes on.
And that's a play when you're going through film study during the week. He's going to be singled out Myers.
Yep.
He's down, but he still makes a big play when his team needed him to.
Yep.
Andrean has it at Merrillville's 41. Gore, the quarterback, he was on a play-action pass. He had to spike it. The ball, they were still fighting for it, but it'll be a dead ball. It'll be an incompletion, 2nd and 10, so that's also worth mentioning. Dylan Gore in at quarterback for Andrean. We saw him a little bit earlier when Elish got roughed up.
Dylan Gore out there. My guy Jake Gore tuned into the game, his nephew.
So he's in, 6:15 to go in the third quarter. Gets the play, rushes over to the huddle. Tyler Vo in at the receiver spot on the right side, everybody else out to the left. Gonzalez in at running back behind him in the pistol. He takes a snap near the 45. He's going to hang on to it and rumbles forward, picks up a couple of yards, gets past the 40 on a positive play there on the quarterback run.
And this is also the type of game, the way this is kind of playing out right now. Now all these guys, the guys who maybe, number 2, 3 on the depth chart, they're going to get a chance to get into this game, which means they're going to get a chance to play on a Friday night. Those jitters get out of the way, having to play their first Friday night potentially, or on a Friday night, to get them ready for future games down the road if they are on the younger side.
That is big for an underclassman to get into a varsity game. As there's 5:39 left to play, still a lot of time left for Gore to get in. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Linebacker creeping up towards the line, and there was some movement. There's a lot of yellow on the field. It'll be false start on Andrean, so we'll back up 5 yards.
Yeah, I mean, obviously as a team, you never want to be in this situation to be down this big. But now you have a chance to kind of, see what you got development-wise with Gore. I mean, obviously Elish is going to be is a senior, so you don't know what you got to start looking at. It's never too early to start looking at next year. You're not looking at next year yet, but the plans for the next year, 2, 3, or they're there.
Because next year it's hard to replicate game reps.
Correct.
And so when you're a junior taking over, it helps to have played a little bit as a sophomore, even if it's not exactly a close game. 41-7, 5:05 left to play. Gore was trying to draw the defense to jump, and now they are going to run out of time. The play clock hits 0.
Delay game.
So it'll delay a game on the offense. That'll back them up 5 yards further. Making it 3rd and 18, close to midfield here.
That's a 5-yard penalty on the Niners, making it 3rd.
Yeah, just these little mistakes.
I think he was trying the hard count there, trying to get him to jump, and then that's sometimes you lose track of how much time you do have to work with. So under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Gore gets to the huddle. 4 minutes, 50 seconds, and counting.
Well, and the other thing for a coach is trying to figure out rhythm here. So they're just now getting to the line. There's just over 10 seconds left. When you relay those signs, Elish may already have an idea of what they want to run in certain situations. Gore, he's going to develop those as he makes a nice run here. Gore drops back
to pass. He's running down the Merrillville sideline. He is knocked out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Dylan Gore kept it himself and scrambles forward for about 20 yards and a little more to make it a Four Seasons Mechanical first down. Andrean will move the ball to the 21-yard line of Merrillville for a new set of downs with 4 minutes and 28 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
So we've seen a couple big runs here for the quarterbacks for Andrean.
And that was a heads-up play by Gore to realize your pass routes had vanished there. You had to tuck it, run, and he did a good job. Showed off the wheels there.
We'll talk about those experiences you can't get in practice.
He moves the freshman wide receiver Sullivan from left to right. Play action pass. He looks towards Vo. Vo tries to track it in, but he could not quite complete it as he was near the turf and might have trapped it. So it'll be incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 21.
So on that right hash mark here, getting those play calls in. But Dylan Gore having to run to the sideline. Eventually you'll get those, be able to signal those a little bit faster, and then it gives you a little bit more time to kind of, maybe look at the defense here because you're already down to 10 seconds here now. And he doesn't have to run as much and tire himself out.
Gore in the pistol, 2 receivers to the right, to the near side, 1 to the far left. He floats one in the air as he takes a hit, and it's intercepted. near the 1 yard line. Keith Edwards was able to make it. Gore was under pressure, had to let it fly as he was bracing for contact, and it was intercepted by Edwards inside the 5.
He was hit as he threw. Edwards comes in there with the interception. The float towards the end zone, just a little, maybe just a slight bit underthrown there. And again, as you continue to develop those timing things, will continue to work out. But what a catch for Keith Edwards. He had a big hit earlier in this one. We weren't sure injury-wise if he was going to be okay, but he's out there, got an interception now, had a big hit earlier in this one.
So Merrillville brings the offense back onto the field. They'll take over on their own 8-yard line. 4 minutes and 16 seconds left to play. We will see Hill go under center I formation. Always nice to see that in a high school game.
Oh, yeah.
And they will hand it off to Jordan. Jordan cuts to the left, and he is dropped behind the line at the 5-yard line. Landon Murray was the first gold helmet to meet him there and brings him down.
Still love the fact, these guys still fighting hard. They're not stopping.
So now Merrillville deep on their side of the field. This is where you want to avoid any miscues here. That could allow Andrean to take over at an advantageous spot. Hill in the gun now with Jordan beside him. He will hand it. Oh, it's a keeper. He hangs on to it. He is able to shake through a defender and then dives forward just past the 5. Just picks up a couple of yards that they maybe lost on that last one.
I'll tell you what, if he hadn't kept it and he had given it to Jordan would have been, just absolutely crushed into the end zone.
It was a nice. We saw a couple those read options where maybe they were hanging on to it too long, but that was a well-executed one, and that's what you're trying to work out here early in the season. So 3rd and 10 to go from the 7. Just over 3 minutes left to play. Hill in the shotgun. He's going to pitch it to the right, and the running back is swarmed. That was Jordan, swarmed by the 59ers. So behind the line, they're going to get to him about the 5, so right back to where they were on 2nd down, and that will send the punt team onto the field. 4th and 13 from their own 5-yard line.
We'll go through some Streckenville hometown scoreboard updates in just a few minutes here.
Darian Wiggins, the senior, will punt this one. So he will be deep in the end zone near the R of the Pirates print in the end zone.
Well, and this should give Andrean some pretty good field position back right around that 40 there.
So Andrean, their returner, will be... Delay of game is called on the Pirates. So moving back just a touch further. It looks like that's Tyler Vo to return for Andrean. So 2:15 left to play. Merrillville just trying to finish strong here. 4th and 15. The snap. Wiggins steps into his punt, floats it up in the air towards Vo. Vo will let it bounce towards the sideline. It keeps rolling past the 40 to about the 44, where the Pirates will wait to down it. And so that was a well-executed punt after we saw they had one blocked earlier.
Yeah.
So avoided any turbulence there, and it brings the Andrean offense back onto the field with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left to play.
Well, I'm benefiting from that roll as well because they were kind of set up right around that 40-yard line, so backing it up to the 44 kind of works in their favor.
Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town.
25 years of the Region Sports Network. Good stuff.
Gore takes the snap, fires it to his right, connects with the tight end Lane, who is then brought down by... That was Edwards again, so he's been all over the field defensively for Merrillville. Picks up a yard.
Well, clearly going to be a big part of this Merrillville defense, as we know it's going to be a good defense this year, which is going to help them out a lot, especially as you get into conference play.
Big test at hand next week for Merrillville. More on that later. 1:25 to go in the third quarter. Gore in the pistol, and they swarmed to it at the exchange. He had barely handed it off to Stovall before he was met by Josiah Horton and a couple of others for a loss. So another tackle for loss for this Merrillville defense. Aaron Kendall and Horton meet up for that tackle. 3rd and 12, under a minute left to play from their own, or from Merrillville's 46. The clock is running. 45 seconds and counting. Gore with 5 seconds to snap it on the play clock. The snap, he steps back to pass, he's looking left, he's looking downfield and just out of reach of Lane. He might have had room to run for a significant gain there, but it was just a beat ahead of him as it falls incomplete. That will bring the punt team out. 4th and 12 with 33 seconds remaining in quarter number 3.
I guess if you're Andrean, you're kind of looking, okay, you're kind of pinning them back a little bit farther here, trying to not give them good field position, but still just really wanting to try to find some kind of momentum to get out of here with.
So Alvarez gets ready for the punt. He rolls to his right, lets it fly. Brown going back, makes the grab at the 10. He jukes past one defender, stops, goes to the right, keeps dancing and moving to about the 15, where he's eventually halted, and that will bring the Merrillville offense back onto the field on their own side. 22 seconds to go in the quarter.
A couple of finals to tell you about. Striking Van Til hometown scoreboard update. You got the Bulldogs of Crown Point with a win over the Lowell Red Devils 38-7. And then over in Valpo, that was a 6:30 Central start time, just because Penn coming over from Mishawaka over there. So 21-13, Penn gets the win. Can always, I mean, not as much of a scoring game as I was expecting, but still always a close game as the number 4 Valparaiso Vikings fall to Penn.
Hill and Johnson in the shotgun. Hill looking for the signal on the sideline. Takes the snap near the belt, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson's going to push to the left side of the line where he is tripped up at the 19. He's still going and is then thrown down. He was met at the ankles by one defender. It looked like he was about to drop, then he didn't. He kept going.
He didn't hear a whistle, so he was going to keep going. But I tell you what, and he stayed in bounds. That was a big thing too. So now the third quarter comes to an end, Leo. But we've been talking about the heart and the hustle of Andrean. Talk about heads up and heart and hustle. He didn't hear a whistle. I'm going to keep going. Yeah. I'm going to get up and keep going. I'm not done.
So that will bring the end of the third quarter. We will step aside when we come back. Fourth quarter action, the Battle of Broadway between Merrillville and Andrean. Merrillville leads 41-7. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
Stay with Region Sports after the game as we send it back to the Centier Bank studio. RSN will recap all of tonight's action from around the region, all from the Centier Bank studio. Hill is looking to pass. He throws it to his right where it's intercepted. Brody Lane reels it in. He catches it near the 25, and he keeps going to about the 20. So it's another turnover for the 59ers. Brody Lane with a nice grab, not giving up on that play. And that'll bring Gore and the rest of the Andrean offense back onto the field with about 20 yards to go.
I mean, you're still finding so many good things on this Andrean team that you're, like, okay, we're doing some things well. Defense still playing really, really hard, getting those turnovers. And, obviously for Coach Cease, there's a lot of mistakes in terms of the false starts and the delay, the offensive line having some issues and stuff like that. But, and the defense having their, slight issues with penalties and whatnot. But, just little mistakes here like that. Again, we keep saying week one stuff, but again, as a coach, you're like, okay, I know what I can go focus on during, video over the course of the weekend.
So now we will see the offense back onto the field. Dylan Gore and Jeremiah Gonzalez will make up the backfield. There will be one receiver, Tyler Vo, to the left, two receivers to the right. So Gore getting things situated, and there's going to be a timeout taken by Andrean as they looked a little maybe out of sorts there. So
another Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update for you. We got the Munster Mustangs who are up on Lake Central 28-24. How about the Munster Mustangs? 28 points already here in week one. Last year they didn't score any points until week 5 of the season, so already off the schneid, getting the points early on here. So good thing for the Munster Mustangs. Maybe a little bit of a turnaround, a surprise team maybe in the NCC. Who knows? But, you
never know.
Already off to a better start by scoring in week 1, right?
Yeah, that's one of those stats when you told me I almost didn't believe it. You can check out the IBEW Local 697 electrifying plays from this week's football action. Visit regionsports.com or on Instagram. The electrifying plays presented by IBEW Local 697, the electrical professionals.
Yeah, the Mustangs, they have a tough schedule right off the bat. They play the Duneland Athletic Conference in Lake Central, then they have to go at Griffith, at Hobart. Oof, 2 tough teams to start. So, for Coach St. Louis in his second year with the program now, already off to a better start there.
So Stovall in at running back, Gore at QB. The snap, the handoff, it's the keeper. Gore's going to hang on to it. He pushes past one defender and tumbles through another. Gets past the 20, picks up some yards. So the sophomore quarterback with a physical run there to pick up a couple.
Gore with the keeper, gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
It'll be 2nd and 9.
Again, we're just kind of seeing those wheels kind of turning a little bit in the sense that, okay, you got the big play, you got that interception. Now it's your turn to kind of get on offense and then pick up the 1 yard. Okay, we picked up the 1 yard. Now we got to start picking up like 4, 5, 6 at a time here just to kind of get things going.
11 minutes to go.
And of course, I say that, and it's so tough against a Merrillville defense.
Oh, yeah. This is a Merrillville defense that brings back a lot of players that had seen experience last season. A team that made it to the semi-state before losing to Warsaw. Gore rolling to the right is looking for Vo. Just a little ahead of him. He was under pressure. Horton made that one difficult for the QB to throw. And he was trying to connect with the standout receiver, Vo. And now Horton down on the play. So it's 3rd and 9 with 10:50 to go.
Might just be a cramp.
And that's
what
always something you have to
always just
be mindful of early in the season. But taking a look ahead, Andrean there try to shake this one off as they will host Fort Wayne Bishop Luers next week. It will be a big matchup for that. And then Merrillville will be hosting a big out-of-state opponent in Loyola Academy of the Chicago Catholic League. And that is a team that has won 3 straight state titles in Illinois, and year in and year out, always very competitive. So talking about Merrillville getting ready for later in the season. If you can keep up with Loyola Academy, that'll be a good test for then week 3 against Crown Point.
Well, that's just one of those things that all these teams are starting to, teams that have true aspirations of trying to go deep into the IHSAA tournament, you have to play tough opponents. And for a Merrillville team, and even like an Andrean team, when you have a lot of teams in your conference, it's so hard to do because you only have a couple of weeks to maybe put those in. That's where, like, sometimes, everybody wants to, build on the Crown Point bandwagon over there. But one of the problems for Crown Point, they would love to play the toughest opponents every single week. And this isn't a knock on the Duneland Athletic Conference because it's a really tough conference. Yeah. But it's not like some of the teams you're going to play downstate. So you're forced to kind of play teams that maybe you wouldn't have scheduled if you had the choice.
And we're seeing it too. A couple Illinois-Indiana matchups next week as Gore hands it off to Gonzalez. He gets brought down. We'll see Valparaiso playing at Brother Rice next week. Loyola coming here to face Merrillville. It's going to be a couple of big games. It's a short carry for Gonzalez, making it 4th and 9 from the 17.
And obviously one of the big differences from high school versus college in this particular case here, at least in the state of Indiana, and you can speak to, I don't know how it is in Illinois, but obviously regular season record doesn't matter. It's a blind draw. You get into the tournament no matter what. So you're going to play in the IJSA tournament. So if you are playing, you may have an 0-9 record, but you could go on and win a state title.
Yeah, in Illinois, you got to get to 5 wins to make the playoffs, so it's a little trickier. But Gore going for it on 4th down. He's going to roll to his left, looking to pass, but he might just have to keep it. He lowers the shoulder and is met with a big brace as he goes to the sideline. Amari Eller did not give up there. Shoves him out of bounds. He did not get enough for the first down. So it'll be a Merrillville football at the 13.
Another Stratton Van Til hometown scoreboard update. Last look, Michigan City on top of Hanover 31-0. DAC versus NCC schools here. So, the way this is kind of shaping up, barring a miracle, kind of in the favor of Merrillville, obviously. Still just under 10 minutes to play.
So now it'll be Hill throwing to his left. Jordan's going to reel it in. He scoots over to the 15 where he's brought down by a couple of 59ers. Picks up 2 yards. 9.5 minutes to go. So Merrillville continuing to use those swing passes to Jordan. That's been a play that's really worked well. For Hill, that's going to boost your confidence too. You're getting your completion percentage up, and you don't have to throw it downfield, but you can just make those easy completions and just get big chunks of yardage there.
Well, and it just helps the confidence knowing that if I throw it here, I got somebody that will potentially catch it.
He fakes the pitch, but then tosses it again. It is bouncing around. Hill then scoops it up off the heel of Jordan. He's now dancing to the left, and now he's got a path. He's at the 40, brought down at the 45 of Merrillville. That was a broken play. He faked a pitch and then tossed it backwards, lateraled it backwards. It goes off the heel of Jordan. Then Hill picks it up and runs 30 yards upfield. Just a crazy play. Cameron Jordan was down back there. It appears he's okay.
And I think we have a penalty against Merrillville here.
That is a shame.
Yeah.
But those are those broken plays. That's where it's more likely something odd occurs.
Well, and I didn't... Is it holding? I couldn't see the...
I just missed the signal.
So I think he signaled holding. So that is, and obviously in the chaos that ensued in the backfield over there, when it comes to throwing the backwards lateral pass that allowed him to pick up the ball, and the ball was kind of bouncing all over the turf. Yeah, it's holding on the Pirates, so that is going to bring it back. An unfortunate.
And we see that a lot too at the high school level. Those broken plays where you have to go off script. That's when there's going to be a lot of breakdowns, where there's going to be a hold or a block in the back. Where you're trying to extend a play, but that makes it tricky for the lineman because you don't always know what's going on behind you.
It's so much fun, though, in high school sports when broken plays turn into, positive.
Oh, just a spontaneous rush. And 2nd and 15, 8.5 minutes to go. It will be a handoff, and running back will rumble up the middle.
A lot of people, just because we cover this, obviously, for high school sports, a lot of people look at me, they're like, how do you like high school sports so much? Because there's so much passion in it.
Oh, yeah.
These kids are, this is their life right now. And, a lot of them are not going to go on to play, college, and they're not going to play pro. So this is it. This is the heyday for their sports careers. And they're going to put it all out there on the line.
A quick pass to Jordan. He is near the 20 where he's tripped up and brought down. So it'll be 4th and short. It looks like we'll see the punt team from Merrillville.
Yeah, with 7:40 still to go here. No need to bring out any film for a 4th down play necessarily here in this case. If it was a closer game and you're trying to fight for the win, then maybe you might have to. But
And we did see them go for it twice on 4th down earlier in this game, and no need to do that here at 4th and 2 on your own 21. Up by several scores. So now the punt by Wiggins goes to midfield, where Vo makes the grab on the run and is brought down by Edwards near the 41-yard line.
So we'll see where Andrean can get something going here. Again, I'm just a big proponent of try to get something here in these final minutes, just to walk away feeling okay. We got 2 scores in here today. Walk away with some positives. Then there's still plenty of positives to talk about. But the big positive right now for anybody is that the Merrillville Pirates have the lead.
And again, the 41-7 doesn't tell the full. There have been a lot of things that have gone big plays for Andrean, and it's just some odd sequences where you get the big kick return and then can't follow it up with points, or they've gotten some turnovers but then haven't cashed in. It's those things that you'll look to clean up as the season progresses.
Well, like I said, week 1 is always a toss-up no matter who you're talking about here. One of those things where who's going to capitalize on the most mistakes. That's kind of what it boils down to.
Gore hands it up to Stovall, and he spins forward for a couple of yards. He was first met at the line of scrimmage and then was able to spiral forward and got a couple, makes it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, I mean, he was still spinning, trying to fight his way through, not just, going down. Like it. Keep going.
6:45 left to play in the 4th quarter. Gore will hustle to the huddle to relay the play. So this is an Andrean offense that's trying to string together a positive drive downfield as they look ahead to week 2, but you still got to finish out week 1 and try to finish it on a high note.
These are such critical minutes for Gore right now, the sophomore.
Gore's in a passing situation here. He's looking for Vo. Vo leaps up and makes the grab. Vo with a jumping catch at the 20. He caught it while he was airborne and then was able to hang on to it as he braced for impact with the turf, making it to the 20. So a big positive play for a Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
Sophomore to sophomore right there. That's going to be fun for the next couple of years. This year and the next couple of years, if that continues here at Andrean. That's going to be a lot of fun. Get used to those 2 names together, potentially.
1st and 10 from the 20, just under 6 minutes to go. It's a handoff to Stovall. He's going to push forward, keeps going, maybe to the 11, but a physical run there by Brady Stovall.
Striking Mantel hometown scoreboard update. How about the LaPorte Slicers? Went 0-10 last year, get their first win here of the 2025 campaign.
All right. So now the ball's at the right hash mark. Gore in the gun. He's going to hand it off to Stovall. He is brought down at the 10. Is it close enough for the first down? We will see as everybody gets dusted off. It is. It's a Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
Perfect. Just these little positives that you're taking away. You're getting the first down. You're fighting for that yardage, getting that first down moment. The confidence is continuing to boost for these guys that are out here.
1st and goal from the 9 for Andrean. We'll see if they can punch it in here. 15 seconds on the play clock. They're going to have to hustle up to the line. 5 minutes to go in the quarter, or in the ball game. Gore hands it off to Gonzalez. Gonzalez pushes the pile forward, gets to the 6-yard line where his momentum is halted. A gain of 3.
So perfect. So we're coming second and goal here. Andrean really needs to punch this one in.
So Gore looking to bring his team to the end zone here. They will break the huddle, get the gold helmets to the line, sending a trio of receivers out to the right. There's a tight end, or 3 receivers to the left, a tight end to the right. In the pistol, Gore's going to keep it, and he is dropped at the 5. I don't think he was able to get a yard there.
Ja'Kai Jones in on that tackle. Really nice work.
So big move there by the defensive end. Jones, the sophomore, makes him feel that one. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 5. 3 minutes, 49 seconds and counting remaining.
Well, this is another thing, too, for Andrean. They're like, okay, we want to get the score, but also don't want to leave. I mean, not that Merrillville's really going to be pushing for the end zone, most likely, but don't give them a whole lot of time on the clock.
Gore under center. Hands it off to Gonzalez. He is pushing forward. He will be short of the goal line. So it'll be 4th and goal from the 3.
Gonzalez with
and they are
down to the 3.
going to keep the offense out here.
Yeah.
3:14 remaining. You have to, as it's Four Seasons Mechanical, 4-down territory here.
I mean, if you were at the 10, I can see going for the field goal, but you're within striking distance here. Get your best burst forward.
Going to line up in the wishbone. Hand it off into the belly of Gonzalez, and he is able to make his way to the end zone for a touchdown. Jeremiah Gonzalez finds the end zone.
Touchdown, Gonzalez.
Second TD of the day for Andrean, the first rushing. It'll be 41-13 with 2:55 remaining in the fourth quarter, and they will bring Jax Alvarez and the PAT unit out.
Well, how good for these guys. They might be listed at number 2 on the depth chart, but getting the big score here in week 1, definitely got to feel pretty good.
There's still a lot of number 1s of the Merrillville defense out there, so that's something they could take some pride in. Maybe not the whole unit, but a lot of them. The kick from Alvarez goes through the uprights. It'll be 41-14. Just 2:55 remaining. We will step aside when we come back. The kickoff here, listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
We got awards we're going to hand out at the end of this one, so make sure you stay tuned once we hit the final buzzer, or the final siren, if you will. Crowd Company's Landryman Superhero of the game. The Crowd Companies are proud to recognize superheroes on the gridiron. We got the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the game. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. And then the Proud Union Home Play of the game, brought to you by Ironworkers Local 395. For more information on the apprenticeship program, check out ironworkers395.com.
Quintel kickoff skips through the back of the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. 1st and 10 for Merrillville from their own 20. We will see who is all on the field. It looks like there are some new faces out there. We might be seeing a bit of the second string making their way onto the field. Let's see who leads them out. It looks like it'll be Darnell Bowles in at quarterback, who saw some playing time last year for the Pirates, so he's an experienced backup and brings a couple of other reinforcements onto the field with him.
Yeah, he was 12 of 21 last year, just over 200 yards, a couple of touchdowns, hit a QB rating of 110.
So Bowles will keep it on the read option. He slides to the left and is brought down just shy of the 30. So a good run from the senior QB. And it'll be a Four Seasons Mechanical first down for the Pirates with 2:04 left to go. Clock is running. Makes his way to the 30.
110, by the way, is the IQ of our guy Riley.
All right.
Doing the production today, so.
Well done by Riley tonight.
Hitting all the buttons over there, and there's a lot going on that I Can't stand looking at that thing. It's too much going on for me.
There's a encroachment on the defense, but talking about the upcoming schedule for Merrillville, this will be, you face Loyola Academy, one of the top teams in Illinois, then Crown Point the next 2 weeks. It's important that they made it through this game healthy too. That you didn't. A couple players got banged up, but nothing too serious, because you're going to need all hands on deck the next 2 games. And they will hand it off to Ellis, and he breaks one tackle, moves past the 35, and then a bunch of 59er defenders get to him.
Yeah, these are points, it feels like, they call it quote-unquote garbage time, but this is garbage time for these guys. These guys are, lobbying to try to make, move up in that depth chart, make those plays, feel like the coach can trust them in these kind of situations. If somebody went down, or maybe move up that depth chart a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to. This is audition time where you're trying to show what you have. And for a lot of these guys, sometimes you're waiting for that moment, so you have to be ready when your number is called. You're thrown out there. You don't know when your next look could be, so you have to impress here. Ellis takes the handoff, moves up the middle. Gets to the logo right around the 49-yard line of Merrillville. We're under 40 seconds left to go. That'll be a Four Seasons Mechanical first down. And it looks like that will be the last play of the game. That will do it. Merrillville hangs on to win it 41-14 over their crosstown rival Andrean. They have now won the last 8 matchups of the Battle of Broadway. They start the year 1-0. They will face Loyola Academy from the land of Lincoln next week, while Andrean will start their season 0-1. They will face Bishop Lures of Fort Wayne next week. Both teams will be at home.
A lot of things to take away for both teams, whether positive or negative. You got aspects for both teams that, obviously when you start looking at film tomorrow, as the coaching staffs will start looking and breaking things down. Lots to work with. But man, it's so fun to have football back right here. I mean, it really kind of felt like a fall game. The last couple of Augusts, I felt like we've had just crazy heat to start things up. I know that was one of the things the coaches were kind of happy about, that it's not too hot, so that limits the cramping, right? Not as much dehydration probably, but man, it's just great to have football back. And the Battle of Broadway still stays here at Merrillville.
It was great to be back. We're not done yet. Stick around. We're going to hand out some post-game hardware. Back after a quick break. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
We are back as we are putting a bow on this one. Merrillville completes a 41-14 win over Andrean in their first game of the action of the season for both teams. And now it is time to hand out some of the awards. It's time to name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals.
All right, we're going to start with Crowell Companies. I'm going to go with Michael Hill on this one. 4 touchdown passes on the evening, 2 to Cam Jordan, and then Rynell Lewis and Michael Smoot as well. So Hill just having a really good game. The offensive line was doing a fairly good job keeping him protected, but he kind of rolled out of the pocket a fair amount, just constantly on the move, it felt like. So really making plays happen and keeping drives alive and getting those big touchdown passes. It's not like they were just like short little screen passes into the end zone. 80 yards, 50 yards. Pretty impressive passes to all these guys.
Yeah, for your season debut and your debut as starter, that was a good job from Hill. And now let's name the blue-collar player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org.
I'm going to go Gavin Jones on this one for the Andrean 59ers. Really just impressed me in a lot of different aspects. Never gave up on plays, really fighting hard, doing the best that he possibly could for the Andrean 59ers. Obviously, things didn't go the way they wanted this evening, but man, oh man, he stuck out to me as someone that was just still doing the really gritty, hard work out there over the course of this game. And there were others that were doing that as well, but Gavin Jones was the first one that kind of just stuck out to me.
Now it's time to name the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a union ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. And tonight's Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game was...
We're going to go back to with about 6 minutes left in the second quarter, which feels about like 10 years ago at this point. But with the one-handed catch by Rynell Lewis right here near the 30-yard line to our left over here, which eventually helped set up the touchdown pass that he would get from 9 yards out to make it 27-7. But that one-handed catch kind of kept the drive alive. You don't see too many one-handed catches to draw them back in high school sports as much as you would think. So really impressive play for Rynell Lewis.
That was tonight's Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395, Union Strong. And now to thank everyone involved with this evening's broadcast, to our management team at Region Sports, Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, Zach Miller, and Mike Dewan. To our broadcast crew, to my partner Michael Brander, doing a great job in the analyst role, and Riley Doyle, with his Region Sports debut, doing a great job keeping us on air all night long. Thank you to the coaches of each side, Chris Skinner and Brad Cease, to the athletic directors, Neil Demos and Amy Beckham, and to the viewers at Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports, and RegionSports.com. This is Leo Stodder thanking you for watching Game Night, or listening to Game Night on the Region, the only game in town.